Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tentacle space eldritch monsters, and Larry. Welcome to Merry Madness. I have no clue what number it is, so we're just going with question marks. I'm being joined by my co-host, Kat the Jobby Gamer, who is also
Hi.
a marketing director.
Yes, from the corpus. Who's also fasting, and it's in the last hour of fasting, so that's when I'm most irritable and most hungry.
Got it.
Good. So I'll be mean.
Kohai, now's the time to release some memes if you're in the chat. And then we also got, you mentioned you had a channel before, so I don't think this is really a debut, but we got Some Weird Droid,
Yes,
our
sir.
resident Finnish, not Finnish by way of Finland.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that.
Howdy, Zenny.
I define myself as an unknown entity, you could say. The way I am with... Of course, I have some influence from Finnish, like the whole social awkwardness of it, but, I mean, I'm a lot more talkative than the rest of them, so... I'm glad to be here, and this is the exact name of my YouTube channel, by the way.
Follow his
Some Weird
YouTube
Droid.
channel.
Come on.
If it's less than 1,000, know that I'm disappointed, and that I expect all of you to follow and to spread the word, because less than 1,000 is a disappointment. Go.
Oh, thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
also,
Joker voice still isn't 1,000.
I've been saving this for a month, just for this show. I found
What is it?
Vegeta. I found Vegeta's juice, or something.
Vegeta's juice. What? Is that like Butter's creamy goo from South Park? It's gonna be incredibly salty and give you all the joy of Butters.
Oh, I hope it's salty.
All right, let's say hey to the fucking chat. We got our boy Logical Spock. Welcome. Let's hope Doug McCoy stops him. Probably won't. I'm too irrelevant for him. And we also got our resident Confederate sympathizer, Sandy Biscuit. How you doing? I mean, she's Virginian. That's my excuse for calling her a Confederate sympathizer. That might be racial profiling. I don't know. Zenny can get pissed at me about it. So, I actually have a list of topics in mind. So, yeah.
Hello, Samuel.
We got Samuel.
Привет, друг. That's all I know.
Samuel, you guys are going to play Monster
Hunter.
Hunter.
One joke about Finland before we go over to the topics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Don't talk about that shit. I was saying it in jest.
I don't know.
Don't worry, I tried to communicate so we don't
one
get
joke I
that.
forgot to make is your country doesn't exist. It's like Australia. It's a cover-up, but in this case, it's to hide the Russian warm water ports in the Baltic Sea.
Yeah.
See, Some Droid is not a real person. He's a hologram.
No, I'm AI generated. This is the first time. I'm not supposed to say this, but this is like the government testing of the world's first AI generated webcam. So
yeah,
here I am.
I knew it.
And the fingers.
Yeah, there is no way someone who's of Lithuanian and Filipino descent could end up in Finland. That's like saying someone could be Indian and Filipino descent and end up in Texas. Wait a minute, I knew someone who was like that. Maybe your cover story back checks out.
What about...
You never know.
Zenny says you're right, so that might give a little bit more credence to the point I was making. So,
true.
We got on topic, even though we never got on topic.
Hmm?
Yeah.
So
I said, I just woke up 10 minutes ago.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, here we go, boys and girls. This is a big one. The Ugandans are based.
Oh boy.
Look.
They're cheering like it's a football match.
That's what I thought too.
In our country, we will have our morals. We will protect our children.
Yeah. So basically, I haven't seen the lettering of the bill, but from the sound of it, you can be imprisoned for being homosexual or for identifying with homosexuality. Which, I mean, to be fair, if you're basing it off the Bible, that's kind of how things are supposed to go down anyway. What I find really interesting is you have a book.
Is that Lori Lightfoot?
What I find really...
Oh my God, it is!
Oh, Well, she rebounded from getting voted out real fast.
Wow.
Well, and then the guy from the channel whose video I'm stealing. Yeah, so
Oh, but Shadow, now I don't remember the exact details because when I was listening to it earlier, I was on my way out of work. But I was listening to Matt Walsh talking about it, and apparently it's like the only thing you get a death penalty for is like hurting children. Like,
That's what I'm hoping for.
yeah,
but
I don't know. It could be like this, like don't say gay bill, but this is also Africa. They're a little bit more extreme than the West because they've still got some hard people in there.
And
yeah, it's the Filipino part that confuses me, Samuel. I'm generally aware of geography. I'm sorry, Droid. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all good. I'm also wondering about because I've kind of actually even more rare. I was raised along with a community of Africans.
oh, so you
wow.
and me,
So-
we should be
so
getting
it's-
along as an African.
Sure, never met really
American. Shut up.
because met a lot of Nigerians, Kenyans, even one Ugandan. I know a couple of people from Tanzania, and it's I can see some of that, I guess, because I was also raised in the church, so
Yeah.
there's that influence there. So I could see this being either blown out of proportion or actually as serious as people think. Like, it's like sometimes hard to figure out because how Africa is such like a solid, has such a solid opinion or such a solid stance on these certain topics.
Yeah.
And it's it could be simple
See,
to
I
understand.
was bemoaning in the Discord that we didn't have someone from like the Ugandan background to give us a take, and not like a native-born Ugandan, but it sounds like you've interacted with people from that culture enough to give a relatively educated opinion.
Because I've never met like any like homosexual African.
And yeah, someone from Egypt, who's been to Egypt,
Mm.
and where I'm pretty sure it's also illegal in Egypt, they're not as harsh. I mean, my understanding is as long as you're not caught doing it in public,
Yeah.
and don't go around. If you know you're living in a country, you probably don't want to speak about it.
Or
They
you
don't
should
want-
leave.
Yeah. So I could see a mix of it like being blown out of proportions, and definitely more of like a hey, just don't talk about it, like how sex should be. Keep it in the freaking house, and don't like put it out on the streets because we don't want to see that shit. We don't.
As they said, get a room.
Yeah, exactly. Get a bloody room. So.
The thing is
But
also,
yeah,
let me
this
just
is,
say, if you
like,
listen,
this is another point of Africans being based, in my opinion.
it's the reason is because they don't care. They don't care what Biden says. The thing that is so hypocritical about it is if you listen to Karine Jean-Pierre, I think Bongino called it Pedro. He kept.
Why are you gay?
Honestly,
I was geek?
Wishy-washy tells me it isn't that they're not doing it now. I don't know what's going on in Saudi Arabia. I know somebody in Saudi Arabia, and he was saying they don't do that, and my dad is also saying that. But it's so hypocritical. They're like, this is a violation of human rights, and it's like, yeah, but didn't you also say that killing Uyghur Muslims in China was their culture, and we needed to respect that?
It's my culture to kill people.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, bro.
As you could tell by my
Oh, cool.
Are
respect
those
my
illegal in
culture.
Finland?
It's an airsoft gun.
Oh, okay.
It's based off the
okay.
old Tomb Raider. It's the no. Tomb Raider? No, Resident Evil pistol, I think. From the movie.
Nice.
Not the
Very nice.
remakes, the
Wait,
way
are those
back movies.
Are those illegal in Finland? Like actual firearms?
They have like hunting rifles. I've never really seen any. Well, have been like arrests of. Well, yeah, firearms are illegal to carry, but like in general, I've seen some cases like because there's a lot of hunting, especially in northern Finland. So like because that's where all the elks and deers come in, so a lot of hunting, like the most in the guns, I guess you could say, could possibly.
Yeah, but you're not
Be a
going to
lot
see
more.
like a guy with a handgun.
No, I'm not gonna see like someone with a Glock in like central, like in the city or something.
Wait.
Gotcha. I mean,
So
that makes
At least rarely, because
that
there's
makes-
been some like arrests, like in the past, like a year or two ago, or someone who had a firearm, and I think he shot once because there was a fight at the bar.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But
Correct me if I'm wrong though. Doesn't Finland also not really have like a big issue with gangs or drugs, which is predominantly why you have a lot of gun crime in certain places?
I'm not going to specify a certain group of people. I mean, there's been a lot of, because I've heard there's a lot of like Albanian affiliation with a lot of like drug trafficking, and
Okay.
there's a lot of, especially with migration or like immigration, there's like a lot of communities, unfortunately, that a lot of the vocal minorities in there tend to be very violent. There's many videos online, even on Snapchat, of like people like these minorities from the city that acting very violent with knives and stuff, had to confront with the police. I've come across a few myself, and it's really sad that that's happening, to be honest. So
Yeah. Those dang Eastern Europeans, man, they got that fucking like Cossack, Mongol, Slavic DNA in them.
yeah, they got that.
Yeah, basically, dude. If there's one kind of like person on the planet I don't want to pick a fight with, it's an Eastern European, because those are like, just by genetics and the conditions they're in, those are some of the hardest motherfuckers on the planet. That is like, like you don't want to fuck with the Albanians, the Russians, like those are some like scary fuckers.
Wait.
So we got another big topic. This I don't think.
Wait,
No,
No, but wait. So I am looking up how to do the Alohomora to unlock locks in Hogwarts Legacy, because this thing is ridiculously complicated and it doesn't explain anything.
I really wanted to play it.
But you're having problems?
I made a meme. I made a meme involving this. It might have actually gotten taken down.
Technically, I could get it on the PlayStation 4, but I kind of want to do it on the PC. But then again, it's specs, and a lot of games these days require a absolute ton of gigabytes. Like I just checked Borderlands 3; it's almost 100.
They're crazy. Oh, hey, Behemoth. You missed us talking. Thank you for that topic. It was, I mean, we didn't really spend too much time debating about it because we all agree Uganda based for that decision.
Well, what's based about it? Well, first off, I was mentioning the Hogwarts Legacy because there's an article on the side, because apparently I ended up at Polygon, which is no help at all, you idiot. You don't know how to explain anything. What's your name? Johnny Yu. You suck, Johnny. You go back to school and learn how to write.
Gotcha.
But on the side, it says Link is a gay icon and Zelda fans know it. What?
So we got Ryan is Gryffindor for obvious reasons. Joker is Slytherin. Kat is Ravenclaw, and Samuel is Harkonnen.
I see.
That's the fourth house, right? Harkonnen.
Or if you want to get it in true Finnish fashion, Harkonnen or Harkonnen. Because if you have two cases, if it's just one, it's like if there's two letters of this, like in a word, like two ends, it has to be longer, like n. So like, or like if someone's called Pekka, it's Pekka. There's a certain stop around, or like a little delay before you say the full word.
Huh.
And it's also a hard language. Even like the older people in my apartment complex, it's a terrible language because all like the grammars you have to learn from there. It's really annoying.
Learning Finland with some weird droid coming to a theater near you.
And then the end of it just shows me hanging on the roof. This is the.
I wish I could play the bagpipes. The way I'd start playing the fucking.
I played the bagpipes.
Atreides.
You're jumping. Was it? I mean, I love the fact that, you know what, they aren't being intimidated by Africa. I mean, by Biden. They're like, yeah, we're gonna do our thing. We don't care what you think. This is what our people want, and that's it.
Well,
and
people are based.
But to be
Logical.
fair,
Do you mean
it's-
Eastern Europe? Do you mean Eastern Europe or do you mean West Africa? Because we talked about two different.
Oh my, sorry.
So we got two topics. Do you guys want to talk about Crowder or do you guys want to talk about Trump?
Well, the thing is,
I
with
know
Trump-
a little bit more about Orange Man. Orange
Okay,
Guy.
so we'll talk about Orange Man.
Because I don't watch Crowder as much as I do anymore. So.
That's
I
fair.
don't watch
So,
Crowder. Though I did see him with Though I did see his
Trump escaped the
Alex.
compound.
I was
was
walking
arrested
around.
He got by the NYPD, taken to the courthouse, and apparently the Secret Service and a splinter branch of the NYPD busted him out. They're currently fighting
That's
over downtown.
Shadow. That's not real. The truth
Yes,
is,
it's not
they
real.
found more evidence, and
This
it's
is
more
clearly
likely that he's
fake.
never going to get.
This
That's
is
never going to happen.
clearly a cat. If
No,
what I was describing was actually going on, it'd be on every major fucking news network. I am clearly making a joke, folks. I am
Okay,
clearly
good.
making a joke, folks.
I mean, it's cool.
Hey,
He
Sleep.
looks awesome.
Hey, Sleepy Joe, I got a warrant for your death.
Joe, listen, Joe. Look,
Yeah.
Joe.
Oh,
All right,
no.
Joe.
What are you doing?
I'm building the greatest wall of guns
No,
America's ever seen.
no.
And I'm gonna make Mexican cartels pay for this wall, Joe.
Wait a
Hey,
second, Johnny.
Joe.
Wait a second, Donnie. Hold on. Think about it. Wait, hold on. Think about it. Hold on. I remember when I was walking. Think about it, Donnie. Hold on. Just a second now.
Joe, the American people are tired of putting up with you. I'm still doing the fucking hand thing. You guys can't see me. The American people are tired of putting up with you, Joe. All right? And to be fair, the rest of us are kind of tired of putting up with you too, Joe. We're having a serious discussion about Fallout factions, Joe, and you kept talking about how the Republic of Dave is this great. The Republic of Dave sucks, Joe. It's some hippie commune in the middle of nowhere, Joe.
Donnie, we can talk about this.
No, we can't, Joe.
Just bring your
Joe.
Nightfoot son into this. Just come on. No,
You're
wait,
getting
hold on.
Joe, you're getting the Lenny treatment.
Oh,
Focus on the ice cream cone, Joe. Focus on the ice cream cone.
I like how he even has trigger discipline, as Samuel mentioned.
Yeah. Hey, you two great minds think alike. Great Wall of Trump, complete with alligators and golden letters. It'll be the finest wall the world has ever seen. And the
More great
Canadians will pay for that damn wall.
More greater than China. I admit it.
Greater than China.
China.
Winnie the Pooh will be looking for honey on my gold-plated wall.
Okay. Man.
Oh. Cat tuned out. Cat is focused on playing School Shooter Simulator.
Cat is barely awake and kind of confused by everything that's going
What's
on.
Legacy? Remember, you can just Avada Kedavra people and you don't, like, nothing bad happens.
I haven't gotten the Avada Kedavra spell yet.
Yeah, no, you could just, you could Avada Kedavra people.
I know.
Nothing
but
happens.
Shadow, I know. I haven't unlocked it yet.
Well, Zanny, that's because I'm Southern, not a New Yorker.
Whereas I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah, Cat's a
Yes,
freaking
yes.
New Yorker.
Well, I was born in New York.
Like I'm born in Egypt.
No, I never said I was born in Egypt. I have family in
not?
Egypt, and I've been to Egypt, and I have an Egyptian birth certificate. But I was not born in Egypt. I was born in America.
That feels... Droid, does that feel sus to you?
Do you want me to dig out my American passport again?
I think Cat... Did you... I think I saw Cat Venton medical. Cat Venton.
Does it feel very pharaoh of you?
Hey, Droid, I think Cat.
Yes?
I think we should throw her out the airlock.
Wait, what?
I think Kat's the imposter. I think I saw her kill Samuel in medical. I say we vote her out.
Oh, heck so.
Say well.
Hold on.
Look, Joe, eat your ice cream.
It's say, well, a lot of people say, everybody says it's the greatest 31 flavors of dick. It's the best. I mean, Joe Biden's got to know what dick tastes like with all that Winnie Pooh dick he's been sucking.
I listen to Dan Bongino, and I've listened to not Tim Pool. I have listened to Tim Pool and Ben Shapiro, and they've all said the same thing. Especially when that latest letter came out, it's not happening. They want to find a reason, but they also know that. I mean, as Bongino, do you know how these things work? They have like between 16 and 23 people on this grand jury, right? In order to indict someone, as Dan Bongino put it, you can indict a ham sandwich. You don't even need to show evidence. So it's not like in a court trial where, the prosecution can get in trouble for hiding evidence. No, you can indict a ham sandwich, literally. He's like, you need 12 people out of, this is a big deal. They probably have between 21 and 23 people. This is from Dan Bongino, who was a Secret Service agent. He's saying the fact that they are having difficulty getting those 12 people.
Wait, Droid, does Kat sound like she's this isn't me joking. She sounds like she's in a fish tank, right?
No, you sound like you're in a fish tank.
You mean, does it sound like there's a little bit of filter, like as if like a wall is behind it, or?
Yeah, like a fish tank. Like I was hearing Kat talk, and I was hearing it sounded weird.
Maybe like some moments this is okay. I'm hearing the equality. It seems okay.
Now?
Oh, that's
okay. That's better. That's better. I don't know what
moved the microphone
flying.
Yeah, it might be just
the location of the
placing.
Yeah.
But
sorry for interrupting.
You don't need any kind of evidence at all. I mean, you just need to basically, So they're saying that if you can't, if they're having difficulty indicting him in New York of all places, then they have no case at all. That this is not gonna, they're not gonna get this one through. So on top of that, add the letter that just came out, which Tim Pool actually explained very well, where it's like you just send your lawyer to do stuff. If you're rich enough, you can afford a lawyer. So he's like, yeah, it makes sense. Trump didn't know about it. He just told his lawyer to go deal with stuff, and his lawyer just handed him a bill that said, I dealt with stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, you going back and being like,
how did you... Phrasing from Tim Pool, that's exactly how Tim Pool said it. Aren't you going to pay him royalties?
No, I'm not.
Can I get that sponsor from him?
Nah,
I can't believe you're not going to.
You gotta wear a beanie. To show his loyalty.
I don't have a beanie.
Didn't you literally put a? No, it's a normal hat, not a beanie. Never mind.
No, a normal hat. I'm jealous.
Let's move on to the next topic. And I'll see Droid put on his beanie. Nice, Droid's got a beanie.
I pledge my allegiance to Pool.
That Trump now reimbursed. His lawyer settled it on his own. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The letter that just came out, that just said that his lawyer reimbursed him. He didn't even know about it. He probably added it onto his bill without even saying anything.
Yeah.
Saying,
hey, Rez, welcome to the show. You've been quiet, buddy. I hope things are going good for you. Or rather, I haven't seen you talking that much. I don't like the Discord or. I'm rambling. Hope you're doing good, man. Behemoth. Trump blew up the indictment just by getting it. Yeah, like literally all he had to do was find out, they're going to arrest Joe. They're going to arrest Donnie. Well, the Don is going to stop him.
Yeah, I feel like...
And then, tweets out what's going down.
Hi, booby.
Because if you're like one of the most hated folks in the world and you're going to try to predict something, they're going to try to make it not happen at that part. These people around.
Yeah.
Just in spite.
Yeah, they took a shot at the king and they're missing hard, which I think is really, really funny. Like, they probably went through all this effort to keep it a secret. They're getting ready to drop the bomb, and then it's like, haha, screw you guys, motherfucker! How did he find out?
Got your nose.
No, but the thing also, which is interesting, that Don Bongino pointed out. Dan Bongino pointed out, he's like, isn't it interesting that they, when it comes to Republicans having protests, they always riot. They're like, oh, we're ready for riot. It's like, whereas with anyone else, it's like, this is just peaceful protest. They imply it in the writing that this is not he's like, Dan Bongino's like, look, if you're going to protest this, and you know you can't control yourself, do not protest this because that's what they want. But it's like but he's like, don't be afraid to protest this. You have the right as an American, you have the freedom to go out and protest this. And he's like, he's pointing out the wording from several articles talking about them setting up the barriers. It's like, isn't it interesting? They're implying that these are going to be riots, that even if they were peaceful, which he's right, the majority of Republican protests have been very peaceful. I've even seen
mostly peaceful, just a few cases of automatic gunfire.
Like,
you look like you're about to steal from a fucking gas station.
Well, you can't have the
cat.
Come on, get the
feeling?
Come on, get the money.
It's the feeling.
Let's see if my cat's even around.
Look, it's a cat. It's a Mao.
Hey.
Look, it's Chairman Mao.
Yo,
it's Chairman Mao.
I pledge my allegiance to Chairman Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong.
Look at the camera.
Okay, I gotta say one thing about Mao. The guy was an idealist. He had a belief of the world, and he stuck to his belief of the world. He got a lot of innocent people killed, but at least it wasn't intentional, like what Stalin did in Ukraine.
At least he's honest.
No, Mao's a horrible liar as well.
actually, want to know who was honest? Who was very honest, and who even said flat out he was going to become a dictator? You want to know who was honest?
Uh-oh.
The World War II guy.
Uh-oh.
Oh. I thought you were going to say Che Guevara, the guy who a bunch of gay commies wear shirts of, and then they're surprised to find out he genocided gay people. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he hates me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm pretend that never happened.
What happened?
It's like, oh, so that guy that I wear on the shirt hates me. Oh.
Yeah.
Men in Black.
Yeah, like Che Guevara. I mean, I don't know that much about Che Guevara, but what I do know is if you're a socialist and gay who wears a Che Guevara shirt, you are one of the dumbest boxes of rocks I've ever heard of. Because Che Guevara was anti-gay. He was also a communist, so he would hate the fact that you fed capitalism by wearing a shirt like that. Like, I'm sorry, how limited is your gray matter capacity that you actually thought wearing that shirt was a good idea? Please get serious medical help. Anyway, yeah, let's keep talking. Sorry, I'm working on it right now.
They don't have time to think.
Either that or they're gonna just deny it happened.
No, they only have they only have to rely on Hassan to think.
Oh God! Though what's interesting is what's her name? What's the woman's name with Hassan Piker? Anna Kasparian?
That's Cenk.
Cenk Uygur. Okay, because I don't listen to them. I was just listening to Matt Walsh, and he said that Anna Kasparian is getting attacked now because she doesn't want to be called a person with a uterus.
Yeah, like Anna, the vibe I get from Anna Kasparian, the more I hear her talk, like when she's not shrieking like a banshee, is she sounds more like a traditional liberal who wanted the fame and glory, so she rode the left train, and then now that she's hit the point where it's like she's actually paying attention to what these people are saying, she's realizing, oh shit, I fucked up.
She was on Ben Shapiro. I remember just
really?
seeing it. Yes, I'm pretty sure she was on.
Yeah, she showed up. Either he showed up on her show or she showed up on his show.
No, she showed up on his.
Yeah, they've got like they've got a decent working relationship. Honestly, we're like they'll debate each other every once in a while.
Okay. I kind of find that pleasing.
Yeah,
it's just like two wildly different sides, just kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, the envelope has shifted so far to the left that Anna Kasparian is closer to Ben Shapiro than she is the far left, which I think is hilarious.
She did. Wow. It was about a month ago. If you look up Ben Shapiro, Anna Kasparian, it was the Ben Shapiro Show Sunday Special, episode 135. I haven't watched it yet, but it does. Yeah. As someone who's I couldn't believe it when I saw it. But then, what's his name? Bill Maher came on Ben Shapiro as well, David Rubin.
Huh.
It's like an unexpected Marvel character reveal.
Wait, no, that's Overwatch.
Fair enough.
I haven't played Overwatch.
No, it's Knadathu.
Anyway. Did you know that they have a special program in Overwatch to make sure their characters are racially diverse?
I gave up on Blizzard a long time
ago. See, look, Kat, I would agree with you But here's the thing, okay? No one cares about Overwatch anymore except for the third-party content on dark websites. Or incognito tab sites. Let's go with that. Anyway, what is not incognito tab sites is the fact Cat likes busting unions.
There are no unions in the corpus. That
Let's
is like
bust the unions.
Yeah,
There are
exactly.
none. That
For those
is
of you,
like-
for those
that
of
is
you who
not-
missed out on my stream the other day, where I did a gaming stream, I was putting down a striking group of workers using military-grade railguns.
yeah, but the
Putting them all on
difference
the
is we
ground.
don't. Hey, Shadow. The difference is in the corpus there are no unions because that is the ultimate sin. For you to join a union or create a union or even conceive of a union is one of the highest sins among the corpus. So no, there are no unions to bust. They would not even consider it. We do not allow them to even conceive of the idea of union. It would in fact be like a Muslim drinking alcohol to be one of the most horrific things a Muslim could imagine. We don't do that. There are no unions.
I'm
the
not
corpus.
paying attention to the unions in the corpus. I'm paying attention to the fact that Anna Kasparian, I'm pretty sure Cenk Uygur, you can correct me on this, is Turkish.
Oh yeah.
She's,
Yeah.
They
Oh,
tried to
hence,
exterminate her people!
hence the
Yes.
name Young Turks.
Yes.
What the?
No,
That
I've
is-
heard that
that-
before.
what the- That's like Ben Shapiro working for that Stormfront website. What the fuck?
Yeah. And the thing is, it's, at least with Ben Shapiro, it's a lot not as recent. But this is
Yeah. But no, like that's fucking batshit crazy.
I think
Sorry,
about it, that's
to cut
really
you off,
dumb.
Matt. Anyway, yeah, this is kind of shit. I apologize. I kind of I wanted to put more effort into it, but I forgot to, so I just slapped your profile picture on top of a union.
that's not a very good one. I told you we don't have unions in the corpus, so
I'll make it look better at some point.
you don't need to. There's no unions for me to bust. I have good, loyal disciples.
No, see, cat. See,
Oh.
you don't call them unions because that makes them seem like they have some validity. You call them unauthorized. You call them unauthorized uprisings of
We
disenfranchised.
don't have. What are you talking about? We don't even have uprisings in the corpus.
Exactly. You
You
don't
guys-
have uprisings because you deal with them using military-grade railguns
No,
against
we don't
people
even.
with
No, we
wrenches and
don't
hard
need to.
hats.
The Shadow, you don't know the corpus well enough. We don't need to deal with them because they never happen. Because the corpus are indoctrinated from childhood to serve the corpus.
So
That
are the
is why.
American people, but we
No, they're
still
not.
need
The
it
American people.
every once
American
in a while.
people still
right,
have some
Droid?
level. No, the American people still
Droid.
have some kind of.
Wait, just a second, just 1 second. I think, I don't know why do I have this, but I have a ridiculously large furry blanket with like an American flag and an eagle on it. I have no idea where I got it from.
Oh,
It's
that
so
is-
unbelievably huge, it covers like this whole room.
How does Zeron?
Anyway,
Look, Samuel. Look, if you're a woman and you're working in any sort of entertainment industry,
My
even if it's one
condolences.
that claims to be progressive, you know they've got some very, very scratched up knees. That's fucked. That's horrible. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay.
Anyway, let's move on.
And it's not
The
that
last
too far
topic.
off.
Let's move on to the last topic that I prepared, and then we can get on some of the stuff that you guys want to talk about.
Oh, I can't
well, I
wait.
will be
I have
eating.
one.
I am starving.
Oh, Mug Club.
Oh God, not Mug
They're-
Club.
I've always wanted to get a mug from them. Looks nice to hold.
Honestly, I
Girl,
just.
turn it down for your droid.
They're. Oh, okay.
I've never been a fan of him because I don't like the jokes. He's
I
smart,
love the jokes.
but that's the thing. When I'm listening to politics, I want to just, like I said, that's why I'm a Ben Shapiro fan.
Well, that's because Crowder didn't start off as like a political commentator. He's just he's a night show host that just happens to talk about politics better than the actual media.
No,
Yeah,
can I
I'll-
just say? No, let me just say this. All right, can I just say, Jeremy Boring was right about one thing. He said that Steven Crowder. Look, I get it. This isn't meant to be mean to Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder's never worked on his own. So while he is creating Mug Club and getting other people, he still signed a contract with Rumble. He couldn't create his own website, his own, like, for example, with the Daily Wire. I don't listen to the Daily Wire on YouTube. I listen to the Daily Wire on the Daily Wire app.
Yeah.
So they create. So even if YouTube were to drop, which the only reason they probably use is because they get a large, massive audience on YouTube. But even if they were to be dropped from YouTube, they still have their own created, you know,
Yeah, he has that.
foundation.
It's called Mug Club.
Yeah, but it's not. He still needed to sign a contract with Rumble. Just
Yeah,
saying,
for financial security. We've
yeah,
had,
which is what a
Yeah.
lot, like I said, which they
in order to expand and grow, even Daily
I-
Wire
I-
has
I-
outside
I- I-
investors.
yeah, but they didn't need to sign a contract with YouTube or Rumble. They created their own thing. That's exactly.
Yeah,
look, I'm
because
not.
they
I'm
had
not.
outside,
Shadow,
they had
shadow,
outside
shadow,
investors.
shadow,
Yeah.
shadow,
But
shadow,
even
shadow.
with
You
YouTube
defend
or Rumble,
Steven.
they have like an oil company or something.
Shadow. You defend Steven Crowder to the point of blindness. I agree there are faults with the Daily Wire. You cannot accept any faults in Steven Crowder. You
No,
can't.
I can
No,
accept faults.
and-
I
and
understand
like-
that he's got a crass sense of humor. I understand his takes on
That's-
Muslims
that's
aren't
not a
exactly
fault.
well educated.
No.
His
But
takes
this
on
is.
Muslims
I
aren't
don't.
well
This is.
educated. He's a bit of an acquired taste. But no, so
Look, I'm not saying, first off, I did not listen to it because he has some really annoying takes about Muslims. I just don't like humor in politics. I want to
Yeah.
listen to flat out politics. That beside point. I'm just saying that Boring was right about that. That he did point out that Crowder needs a backer. I'm not saying that's good or bad. Personally, I would be the same. I'm on YouTube. I haven't created my own YouTube, my own website. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Boring was right about Crowder. He did point out that Crowder needs someone's backing to create an infrastructure, which is
and
different than
Crowder
the Daily Wire.
never denied that. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
If you want to build
So-
a business,
so
unless
he
you yourself
basically
unless you yourself are a millionaire, you need to get backing from someone else. The Daily Wire is backed by I think
no,
it's
you
the oil
don't.
company. I'm not 100%, but
No,
there's
you
like
don't.
some
Again, you're wrong.
Yeah, you do.
Clownfish TV.
for that
No, you
level of
don't.
scale,
No,
you do.
you don't. No, you don't. Clownfish TV is starting their own website and their own infrastructure. Their own website
And are
with their own protests.
are they on the scale of the Daily Wire or of
No,
Steven
but
Crowder?
it's possible for you to start creating your own thing without a contract with YouTube or the Rumble. You
Yeah,
can
yes.
do it. So that's why
Yes,
if he had
you
really
get a
wanted
backer
to,
of some kind.
no, again, he needed Rumble as a backer. Clownfish TV is creating their own thing without a backer. Absolutely without a backer. Okay? Crowder, don't get me wrong. As I said, I'm more like Crowder in that regard than the Daily Wire. You are not going to see me go off on my own and create my own thing. I'm more likely to sign a contract with Rumble. So I'm admitting I'm more like Crowder, but I'm saying if he had really wanted to create his own thing, he would have been more on advancing Mug Club without Rumble. He would have gone to Rumble to post his content without signing a contract with Rumble. Like Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino has not signed a contract. He knows them. He's getting massive viewership on Rumble, but he's not a Rumble, and he's an investor in Rumble himself, but he didn't sign a contract in the sense that Crowder did. Or there are a lot of other people who make content who don't sign contracts.
Yeah. Okay. So I somewhat get what you're saying, but I just want to point this out, Kat. This is Ferris Wilkes. He is the person who bankrolled the Daily Wire in the beginning. He gave them about $4.7 million, and he has connections.
That's totally different.
Industry.
Yes, but that's still different than Rumble, where he signs a contract basically like a TV channel.
Wait, okay, but it's not like a TV channel. He has his own separate site.
He has, but he also is relying on Rumble, which is
just
as
like
I said,
just like the Daily Wire is relying on the petroleum.
No, but the Daily Wire.
At the start, they relied on someone else because they didn't have the
And
ability
I'm
to
saying
stand
you.
on their
I'm
own,
saying
and
that.
Crowder
Okay, I get
doesn't
it.
have
I
that
get it.
infrastructure yet.
I get it. Crowder. What I'm saying is this. All right. Crowder did not decide to go on his own. He could have. He boasted all about it. And everyone was like, "Oh no, Crowder is his own thing. He's going to create his own thing." He didn't. He could have done the Clownfish TV thing. He could have done the Geeks and Gamers thing. Geeks and Gamers are on their own. They have their own website. It's not very good, but they have their own website.
Yeah,
That's
but they're
what I'm
not on the
saying.
same scale as Lotto Crowder.
It's not about this. It's not the point. If
That
you really
is the
want
point.
no, because if you are good enough, Tim Pool is an independent one on his own as well. And that's one of the things that Tim Pool pointed out. The differences between Daily Wire and Crowder. that Crowder does need some support. Tim Pool is not signing contracts with Rumble or YouTube. Tim Pool is creating his own thing as well, and it's pretty big. So again, I'm just pointing out that in this case, yeah, he needed to sign a contract with Rumble. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm telling you, I would do the exact same thing. But you get way sensitive about Steven Crowder. Come on, you guys in the twat. He really gets. If you say anything about Steven Crowder, Shadow acts like you are attacking him. Seriously, the number of times I've argued with you about Steven Crowder, I have
Just
admitted,
like whenever I bring up something about the Daily Wire, you get
no,
pissy
I
about
have
that.
admitted
Anyway,
faults in the day. I have admitted faults in the Daily Wire. I said that it was a lousy contract. Now, did I think Crowder needed to go like a child and run off and scream about it? No, but I admit the contract is lousy. I admit that, you know, sometimes they allow YouTube's rules more than they should. But at the same time, I also said that both of them are wrong. I said that both of them needed to agree and they needed to stop. And that Crowder, if Crowder had gone to the Daily Wire and at least apologized, I would have agreed with the Crowder. But you cannot accept at all any criticism. I'm not even giving a negative criticism of Crowder. I'm saying I'm the same. Okay?
I literally accept the criticism that most people have of him, of his opinions on Muslims. Like, I didn't believe that at first, and then I started talking with you. I started talking, well, not talking, but I started.
I never mentioned any of his.
Right, but you haven't. But like, it's because the points you bring up, I disagree with. But I don't think Crowder is some perfect individual. His opinion on Muslims, again, he has a very flawed.
Yeah, no, Behemoth is right. Behemoth is right. Crowder and Rumble is mutually beneficial. I'm just saying that Boring was right about one. All I said was Boring is right. Crowder cannot go and create his own thing. And even Tim Pool said that he can't create his own thing. He needs someone to back him. And you're telling me
most people need someone to back them.
No, they don't.
Most entrepreneurial attempts fail because they don't have a backing.
Shadow, no. I just listened to you, Clownfish TV.
And they're not. It's not on the same scale as
could
what
be
Louder with Crowder
eventually.
is.
They could eventually be.
Do they do like 2.5 hours of stream Monday through Thursday, as well as the preparation for skits and other content like that for those streams on the other 3 days? Do they employ 30 to 35 people, and are they looking
how
to
many
expand
people
the
does
Louder with
Tim
Crowder?
Pool employ? Tim Pool has his own set of employees.
Yeah.
Now, Tim Pool admits that it's harder for him to maintain a large number, but Tim Pool doesn't have any backing either. Geeks and Gamers doesn't have any backing. They're doing their own thing.
I don't. With Geeks and Gamers, I would agree, because like they basically do what we have, but a little bit more polished. I don't know enough about Tim. I haven't looked into Tim as much as I've looked at the Daily Wire, so I'll agree with you until I find something about Tim in regards to how he got his start or his backing. But
Tim Pool started
everyone,
his own
unless you have your own resources starting with, needs external help at some point along the line.
No, the majority of the people, in fact, that's what the majority of
business. To the level of the Daily Wire,
they don't.
Louder with Crowder, or
they
Timcast,
don't.
you do.
No, Shadow, no, they don't. Jeff Bezos started Amazon in a basement. No, initially, you are basically saying that the only way anyone can get a business started is if you have someone backing you. No, you don't.
Started? No, anyone can start a business. To thrive on the level of the Daily Wire or Amazon or Apple, you need outside investors.
No, you don't.
You do.
No, Bungie is a private company. Yes, now they were bought by Sony because honestly, Bungie are a bunch of cucks who can't handle it. Bungie is like Steven Crowder. Bungie can't work on their own. But Bungie was started on their own, and before they got bought by Sony, were on their own. No, you're wrong about that. There are a lot of YouTubers out there with multiple employees, millions of subscribers, more than Steven Crowder, who are running their own thing without
And are they on the same tier of quality and quantity as the 2.5 hour streams Monday through Thursday?
Shadow,
the amount of costuming and skits that go into the creation of those.
Shadow, look at the top YouTubers. Look at the top YouTubers.
Are they
Yes.
PewDiePie or T-Series, which is an actual corporation? I don't pay attention to the top YouTubers as much.
You're saying that in order for you to be able to be a top tier YouTuber, or to have
I'm not saying a top tier YouTuber.
Or to have your own entertainment. No, has a bunch of people working for him. Shad has several people working for him.
Yeah, he's got like
And
4
he-
people
and
working
he-
for him,
yes,
and he doesn't
has the
stream
potential to grow.
2.5 hours
Shadow!
Monday through
Yeah,
Thursday.
Shadow,
He doesn't
that's
do
nothing
field
special.
reporting.
Shadow, you drive me out. No,
You're comparing
Shadow.
apples and
Shadow.
oranges
No,
with
I'm
Chad
not.
and-
Shadow.
Oh,
Yes,
Jeez.
you are.
Shadow.
Okay,
Shadow,
let's
I
let
want
Droid.
Shadow.
Droid.
Stop.
Droid.
Shadow.
What's your
no,
opinion?
I have 5 minutes and then I have to go leave and eat. Shadow.
Okay.
No, Shadow. You are acting like, oh my God, Steven Crowder live streams for 2.5 hours every day. That is a big deal. Far from it. A lot of YouTubers and a lot of people on Twitch and a lot of bigger people than Steven Crowder do that. I can't off the top of my head, but a lot of them do. I mean, Tim Pool alone does 3 hours every day. And a whole bunch of videos. In fact, I thought it was lazy of Steven Crowder that he only did it 4 times a week. Oh my God, we have to take Friday off because we're overworked. No, people like Tim Pool do it every single day and Saturday, and they make multiple videos, and he has multiple employees. So no, Steven Crowder did not do something amazing or great, and there are people who've done far more than Steven Crowder on their own. I'm not saying Steven Crowder is bad for it. I'm saying that is exactly what I would have done. I would have worked with Rumble. But I'm saying that Boring was right, that Steven Crowder can't work on his own, or he would have created his own thing.
And I'm not
balanced
disputing
you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
This feels like I'm having dinner at a family gathering.
I'm tired of arguing because the thing is,
You brought
Yes.
it up.
Then you'll be glad when I'm thinking of the
I
next
gotta
topic.
learn. No, I gotta
Where's
calm
that
down
word?
and stop getting so angry. It's really
This-
frustrating because you're not getting what I'm saying, and you really do get a little blind with Steven Crowder. You really do get a little blind with Steven Crowder. Definitely do. And it's I understand it because sometimes I could get blinded by. I mean, I used to get blinded by Bungie. Okay,
You
I
also get one with
understand
the
it,
Daily Wire.
but at the same time, no, I don't. I admit when they move
Muggsy and I
forward.
were pointing out the flaw with their chocolate company, and you got.
And I
super
agree. Did I
defensive for
argue?
something
Did I
being
disagree?
done now.
Shadow, did I disagree?
Chocolate company.
Did I disagree?
Yeah, they're we'll talk about that
No,
after.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
disagree. I didn't disagree. That it was impressive. I didn't say anything because I was thinking about what you said, but I didn't disagree because I
You
didn't know
disagreed
enough.
the entire time, saying
I
it's not
didn't.
sus. Yes, you did. If Muggsy was here, she would attest to it.
No, when he
You
was
said
talking,
it's not sus for them to do the whole Hershey chocolate thing they're doing.
whoa, I didn't say that it was not. I didn't say it wasn't. Okay, look, it isn't sus that they went and they decided to do a chocolate thing. How they did it so fast, that's unusual. I don't know how they did it. I didn't know the
that's what I
details.
was saying was
I
sus.
remember the exact thing. You two were talking about it, and I said nothing. Now I said, yeah, I think it's good for them to do it. But no, I'm not blinded by the Daily Wire because I even said from the beginning when this whole thing with Crowder started that if the Daily Wire, one of them admitted wrong, then I would agree with them. I would support the one that admitted it. I would have signed up for Mug Club, but honestly, I don't like Mug Club. But I am sorry, but you do get a little blind when it comes to the Daily Wire. With Crowder, you absolutely cannot accept. I mean, I learned a while back to not bring up. One of the reasons I didn't bring up Crowder was because you go way. You act like he's going to come and help you. Crowder doesn't care about you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
But there are
jeez.
times when you act like he does. Anyway, I'm sorry, but I need to learn how to control my own temper.
That's all right.
But no, you're not getting what I'm trying to say. That a lot of people can create their own thing without backing. I'm not saying it's negative of Crowder. I would have done the same. But he did point out that Crowder needs someone's backing. Crowder needs support. I didn't
Yes.
even realize that he said nasty things about. I've heard a few things he said about Muslims that were like, dude, come on. But I just never really cared for his humor. I find him annoying. I find that he goes for hours on end, where it's like he says nothing constructive at all.
I'll be honest.
Anyway, my apologies for.
I mean, that's
Right.
kind of
No worries.
kind of stooped out of Crowder. I mean, I was kind of like enjoying just offhand. I was just like listening to it, just like hear some of the commentary. I think the comedy slowly started to pull me out. I was like liking it at the beginning. Dave Landau was kind of keeping me in there for a
Yeah,
while.
gotcha.
He's pretty hilarious at
Well,
times. But again, it's just a little bit. I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of some of the humor at times. I was like, maybe I just I'll stop from there, because to be fair, I could see the part with humor in politics, why that's so disliked, because it can be perceived so much as very arrogant at times, I guess, or making the person who says these talks with these topics in a comedic way look so like snobby at sometimes, like especially with a lot of the BreadTuber streamers, how they inject so much, they act so, have this weird crude comedy that I've seen so far, or
What's
everything.
BreadTubing?
It's a lot of the high. It's the certain community was kind of a lot of the left leaning YouTubers are in there, like especially like the commentary, the ones who write those like 40-minute essays about generalization. I think Vaush is a part of there too.
Oh,
He's considered in that part.
Are they called
Or-
BreadTubers because they have to line up for bread?
No, I don't know.
It's
I
something
don't.
has to do with left leaning. I think the bread. I think like
I
Besides-
agree with you. His comedy gets really. That's why I'm more of a Ben Shapiro person.
I'm not-
I like the.
No, and I understand that. But like personally, I've tried to listen to a full Ben Shapiro stream, and between just the monotoneness and the ads, I can't. But with Crowder's stream, the comedy keeps me engaged.
Because it's not a news.
Different tastes, different
I
opinions.
guess-
It's really
like-
not news. That's the thing. It's more he's entertainment with news in it. Whereas
Yeah,
Ben Shapiro's news, Dan Bongino is flat out news. Matt
Yeah.
Walsh is more news.
Matt Walsh.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Matt Walsh is just like a shit stir, which, yeah.
It is pretty funny sometimes when I look at like Ben Shapiro doing like talks or like at least interviews with some people, or like especially Gina or like other celebrities. They talk about like serious issues, and then Ben goes like, "For now, for our sponsor."
Oh God! that
While they're in
is
the middle of
annoying.
talking, like it's not even like it doesn't seem like it's a cutout. It's like he just cuts the person
It's
out.
like-
Like,
Yeah.
now,
I-
Raid
I-
Shadow Legends. Raid is a MMORPG.
And the worst part is they did that Lord thing. It was like Matt Walsh did it too. I guess he didn't even know what it was, but that whole Lord thing where you buy the plot of land and you become a lord.
Established titles.
Yeah, that's a
I was
fucking
like,
scam.
no, why did you guys do this too?
Why'd you fall for it?
Well, it's a fucking scam. Apparently, like your plot of land is in the middle of the fucking ocean somewhere. It's a Chinese company, apparently.
Oh.
No, there is no
it's
plot.
like-
It is a
allegedly,
Chinese company.
I haven't seen the receipts.
No,
but-
I have seen the receipts.
Okay,
It is
well,
a Chinese
Kat,
company.
but so allegedly,
G-
it's like Kamikoto, which I have seen the receipts for.
Kamikoto is part of
a
that company,
Chinese
actually.
company using the
Kamikoto's part of it.
traditions of some other country to sell a shitty product.
And they all belong to the same company.
I think I saw
I
like
did not know that
I think I saw
I know,
Shed
I know.
Adversity debunk like on the
Yeah,
on the
that's
Kamikoto.
what I
Chad,
was about to Kamikoto.
Chad did the Kamikoto knives, and there was another YouTuber who went through and took all the details about established titles and their connection to Kamikoto.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that was one of the big disappointments I have. Also, while I can understand what Muggsy Kid said about Matt using the whole trans thing as a way to get attention, on the other hand, I can't deny he has made a difference. So while he is getting attention and he does use it for clicks, because I'm pretty sure he gets a lot more clicks when he brings that up, because he brings it up sometimes totally unrelated, or like the Anna Kasparian thing, where it's like, nobody cares. But at the same time, he knows that that's how he gets people's
Yeah,
attention.
it's how he makes his money.
Yeah. So no, I can't deny that. No, but at least he has made a difference.
I feel like
I
the chat, we were at like 6 people at one point, but now we're only at 4, so something tells me the chat feels a little bit ignored. Let's go through the chat.
All right, you guys go ahead. I gotta go
Go
eat.
through.
I gotta
you gotta
go
eat,
eat.
Kat?
I will come back maybe if you're still on, or just shut it down.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, see you.
Oh, I can't
So,
wait.
yeah, let's go through the chat.
Yeah,
Chat,
let's
you
check
can't
this
even
out.
hear the whole point without
But this is
Yes.
during your little debate.
Yeah, I know. Kinda. I mean, like, part of it is like when it's the same point being reiterated, and then also rambling, just like trying to nip in. Anyway, who's going to succeed and fail is a crapshoot. No one knows who will rise above. Yeah, that's survival of the fittest. Tim Pool forces most of his staff to live in a weird armed hippie commune in the woods. he talks about like this commune shit and his chickens. That I don't think Tim Pool's a good. I mean, also I don't really know much about Tim Pool's background aside from he's middle of the pack in regards to politics. I am now going to be going a deep dive through Wikipedia and Forbes to try and see if I can figure out where he got his money from.
My Pool sounds like he's trying to be Ted Kaczynski or something, living in the woods.
No, I think it's him. I think it's like him realizing that there's a bit of social collapse coming, and he's trying to like prep for it, and also like get away from government bullshit because he is a libertarian, I believe. Bam, hot laughing at Samuel. He needs more monster trucks. Wouldn't that be very like gas inefficient?
Yeah, a little bit.
If it's Renfield, I'll lose. I don't understand that.
Renfield's it's that what was it, vampire movie that's coming out? Well, I think is it a remake? I think.
Oh, is it like vampire werewolf shit?
It's the one with Nicolas Cage as the.
Okay, if it's vampire werewolf shit, that's like Zenny's favorite things are horses, the Confederacy, and vampire/werewolf shit. I
that's
don't.
Such an interesting lineup of.
She's Virginian. Like if you've seen in the chat on Discord, she's Virginian. Like that's kind of part of their culture. He's always talking about drinking Kool-Aid. Yeah, Tim is a culty type. I have no clue who Ethan Von Sciver is.
Van Sciver. Isn't that isn't he a comic guy who writes comics?
I have no
Van
clue.
Sciver, if I'm correct. Yeah, he was. He's a comic artist. I think he's doing something with. He's making his own story. Something about like a frog, like a cyber frog or something.
Cyber frog? I've heard of it vaguely.
I don't know what's actually happening with him because he said, "Oh, he's going on Tim Pool." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also a little annoying because it's two semi-type A personalities who do not like backing down, going head to head. So unless we have a guest who also is a type A to kind of break us up, it's gonna go on forever. And
I was wondering, should I intervene or just let them just?
I mean, to be fair, whenever I'm on someone else's channel, I don't like. Whenever I'm on Sammy's channel or Ryan's channel, and like someone's going for the throat, I don't get involved either. You know what they say about bystanders? Just turn your head and look away. Rush Limbaugh. I didn't hear much of his like. I didn't have a radio, and I wasn't really listening to podcasts. Aside from like when my boss was driving, I worked for a dude cleaning pools, and he would listen to Rush Limbaugh when we were going from like pool to pool. I think that's like my first like real dose of like hard conservatism, and then I was listening to Crowder at the time as well. And then I think that's what really solidified me as this alt-right lunatic that you see before you.
Yeah, I can't wait. Okay. I can't wait to be labeled alt-right after this podcast.
Look, man, if you're on Discord and you're not only labeled alt-right, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, guy got a little like neo tattoos up in the ear. I start shaving my head.
Yeah, champagne socialists. That was most Twitch streamers are. So, all right. Like Comicsgate, especially with EVS when he rants on current political events, are the best. Funny, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I found.
Continue. I'm just fucking Samuel. Just continue driving.
I mean, she looks nice. I'm just not that vocal.
I honestly haven't I've seen her chat and rant, but I haven't really seen her that often. Tim. Wait, did Tim get his money from Disney? Who got his money from Disney? Okay, yeah, Samuel. I know Wikipedia is not reliable for the final product, but it's good to connect names. Like if you've got Ben Shapiro and then Jeremy Boring in an article, you can click on Jeremy Boring and then there's these other people here, and then you can Google those people and see if their connection is legit or not. So it's a good way to get a list of names and then do research.
I get my reliable sources through Twitter accounts.
Yeah. Thank you, Zenny. Zenny is a sweetheart. She also scares me because I don't know if the South will rise again shtick is legit or not.
You never know.
Exactly.
Sometimes he's just high. She's containing it inside, like it's about to explode. I
don't know. it could just be a gift. It could be like Xenia's literally got like her great-great-great-grandfather's cavalry sword, and she's just sharpening it next to her favorite horse, wearing a Confederate hat. Like
Yeah, the horse is a red flag.
yeah. Meanwhile, you got Samuel is like in his he's not actually at work right now. He's in his basement planning some like Cthulhu occult shit, and then Behemoth is like riding around Detroit blowing up civilians because he's a fucking transformer.
Transformer. Jeez.
And then you got me, who's planning on getting elected governor of Texas and then using that authority to wage an illegal war against Mexico to become a dictator of America.
Get some action in there.
I'm going to cross the Mississippi into the Republic, and I'm going to reform it into the first American Empire. I will be the first citizen.
Sounds like a plan on like a Civ game.
I'm stealing it from history.
Fair enough.
Julius Caesar. That was what he did. He used his authority. He used his authority as the governor of Gaul to wage illegal wars in Gaul to amass personal capital and loyalty, as well as get a bunch of veteran soldiers. And then he used all of that to, howdy, Kohai.
Oh,
Welcome.
I don't think I've ever seen this person before, actually.
She shows up mostly on like Samuel and Ryan's streams. She makes a lot of like the really good memes, like all the memes of me as a gremlin hooker.
Ah.
You can thank Kohai for those.
Ah.
Welcome, UA. How are you doing, partner? No, Julius Caesar is actually a character in the D&D campaign I'm running. He's a rat with a sniper rifle.
Oh, that's tough. That's pretty
Got his
funny.
comics? Oh, I think Zenny's talking about...
Yeah, Cyberfrog.
Yeah. Your dad would listen to Rush Limbaugh, and you'd hate it. Freaking Zenny is some hippity-dippity, lifty Lucy or something. White supremacy has become the most inclusive. That reminds me of a Babylon Bee skit where it's like a KKK barbecue, and they come up with like a bunch of reasons as to why including different minorities is okay. And a black dude walks up, and the KKK leader's like, "There is no way that this one can be described as white." And then he just puts on his MAGA hat, and he just gets welcomed by the other KKK members.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Come in, brother. Come in, brother. Come on, let's get.
Come in, brother. You brought some of that You brought in some of that Cajun shrimp, and we got our old boy over here, Takahashi, who brought himself some genuine teriyaki chicken. Man, normally we only bring mashed corn and carameled apples, but this yearly KKK meetup has now got a wide and diverse spread.
Yeah, we're getting real oriental up in here.
Okay, gotcha, Zenny. You're trying to... Yes, she's Southern. Be very careful, Behemoth.
Samuel is wild.
Yes, on everyone else's streams, he's good. He's horrible. On his streams, he tries to be a good person because his mother watches those.
Hopefully his mother won't find us.
Whenever he invites Ryan from Legion Games on there, he gets a talking to.
Ah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I feel like I've just gotten like 6 different people in the chat put on government watch lists from what we've been talking about.
Yeah, it's on like the no-fly stuff, the do not interact.
I mean, you're associated with me now, droids, so welcome.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Now I gotta get my favorite sponsor, NordVPN.
Wait, hold on. Actually, we do actually have a sponsor this week. Hold on.
Whoa.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Okay.
Is that the black book? Oh, never mind.
What do you mean? This is the black book.
I was like, oh, yo, don't be this time.
It's my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Dumbass.
Yo, okay.
What the fuck?
I was like, that's an awfully dark book.
No, that's my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This is
Okay.
my red book. Got a cross on it. It's the Holy Bible. What are you doing? What
You
the
and me
fuck
too,
are
brother.
you doing, Droid?
You got a great spirit.
What the fuck is that?
Look. There it is.
I can't read that small. Is it also a Bible?
It's a Bible, yeah.
It's
a
a holy
Bible.
Bible.
It's a
The
Bible.
holiest of Bibles.
Oh, man. During this topic, I got informed during a Discord call. We were just watching some stuff. I don't know if you know about a certain person named Mindy Kaling.
One sec.
Alright, I got one here. I got a single.
I can't drink. This is leftover coffee.
You drink coffee in a pong?
I don't normally, but all my cups are unwashed, so I just grabbed the spare red cup.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've got those the mixes. So like you pour it into the cup, and then you add ice and water.
Oh, those types. Yeah, you just get a little packet. It's like kind of like this size, right?
No, it's like a bottle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wish I had an actual coffee machine. I don't. I wish I had time to make actual coffee in the morning. I don't. So I crack open the bottle, pour it into a cup after putting ice in, then pour some water, and I got iced coffee.
Yeah, when we're really lazy, we just like get little like packets and get boiling water and just. Stick that into pockets. I think I'm missing something.
See,
Oh, so yeah, about Kaling. I don't know if you knew
yeah.
what happened recently, just a couple of days ago.
Didn't you go to the White House?
She may have gotten a little medal.
See where my family currently lives. There's a higher than average population of subcontinent Indians that have immigrated or are staying here for educational type things. I got no problems with most of. I mean, there were a lot of Indians in my classes. I got no problem with them. It's the grown women that I got a problem with.
Got no problem
Bunch
with
of
it, but
stuck up, self-righteous mother. Sorry, I might have gotten banned for what I just said, so I had to mute myself.
It's like Eddie Bravo and Alex Jones on Joe Rogan. Holy.
No, I'm fucking Kanye on Infowars.
Bro, it was so surprising to see Alex flabbergasted.
Alex
on that.
was like, "Go to commercial.
He's like-
go to fucking commercial." What do you
Yeah.
mean we don't have a commercial?
like, yeah, you got me over there, man. Yeah, this Kanye guy got me over there. I have no idea what he's talking about.
All right, listen, everybody. All right, look, I get it. You didn't believe me about the gay frogs. You didn't believe me about the demons coming through people's assholes. You didn't believe me about the fact that Hillary Clinton is secretly drinking child blood out of turtle skulls. But you gotta believe me about this, folks. Kanye West is batshit crazy. Okay, he came on my show and was ranting about how the Jews are actually black. I can't explain it, guys. You gotta just fucking watch it.
It's beyond me. But yeah, about the Mindy Kaling. So what she got invited to White House along with just a bunch of people. Then she got awarded the Medal of Arts. So it was around like 3 people who got those similar medals. Not sure who the other guy was. I know the other one was Bruce Springsteen, who got some sort of medal though, similar there. But Mindy Kaling. There's even a picture like her like hanging around with Biden too, and it looks so awkward. It was all around like it. Oh, where'd she go? I just click on a different website and I come back here just see. Oh.
We are going to Brazil.
Well,
We are going to Brazil.
If that's the case.
You have my hammer.
And you have my wooden katana that's not even belonging to me. My
And
dad
we
found
have
this.
Behemoth's truck, and we have Zenny's Confederate flag, and we have Samuel's
Smooth talking.
lack of family friendliness, I guess. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I
Man,
gotta take this off.
that must be heavy, right?
It's actually not.
Well, I guess yeah. Compared to like, I was thinking of
It's
like
not
a
heavy. I mean, if I was, yeah, I imagine if I was like running around in it for like 12 hours a day, it'd probably get pretty heavy by the end.
yeah, fair enough.
Nick fucking Fuentes. Oh, dude, the only thing I know about Nick Fuentes is he's batshit crazy.
Oh, I've heard about him before, but I don't.
He's like this white supremacist guy who started calling Trump a cuck for disavowing white supremacists.
Huh?
You're welcome, Kohai. We're going to Brazil.
We should do like
You always like so fucks to give. Oh,
enough.
no. Wouldn't it be the twerking on the corpses of your friend's mother award? That happened to the show, right? Like, I've seen that image circulate online. Fred's mom is, like, killed by a rock slide or something, and she starts twerking on it.
I have not. Okay, to be fair, I did not watch it. I've only watched the first episode through a reaction channel, and I gave up on that.
I have watched clips of it because of fucking Ryan.
Fair. But, yeah, I guess I could see why this medal happened, or how, because people have a tendency to watch something they hate for a long amount of time. Like for me, I know how they do it. Well, if I just see a show that I really don't like, and I have the first episode, or I just see it, like look at the show, I don't want to watch it. I just want to click on. I got something better to watch about, or something better to do. I don't know how people do it.
I imagine it involves hard liquor.
Probably. I mean, I was trying to give Kenobi a chance when I was first.
I didn't even
checked out
bother.
this-
Like, okay, here's how my experience with Kenobi went. Me sees the trailer. Yeah, this is gonna be dog shit. My brother and my dad. Hey, do you want to watch Kenobi with us? Me. No, it's gonna be dog shit. Both of them. You shouldn't be so cynical. My dad gets to episode 3 before he checks out.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you were right that it was shit. My brother attests that he thinks it was good. I genuinely don't believe he does. I think he says that to fuck with me.
If people don't know what it was, or what this really story was about, they'd probably say it was okay.
Well, no,
I-
like my brother and I grew up on the Clone Wars. Like we loved Star Wars.
Oh man, I remember watching the Clone Wars stuff. Like,
Dude, yeah.
I had a legal hard drive of Clone Wars the whole season. Back when I was a kid, I used to watch it legally.
Legally.
And I remember that show was awesome. When you hear that with the little drums in the background, that intro. Oh jeez.
Yeah, the
styling.
intro is so good.
Even
You
the-
know what? He's also a football player, so the amount of concussions might be a part of that.
Oh, I remember getting my face bashed multiple times with the
Yeah.
football.
Oh, so I basically before the stream, I got done watching that 2009 movie, Splice.
That's the robot girl, right?
No, that you're thinking of Megan. Splice is basically they took like a woman's DNA and spliced it with a bunch of animals and made an apex predator, which they went on.
Oh,
to
I'm thinking. I was thinking of like the bald robot girl. I watched Megan, but I think of the what's it called? Deus.
I have no clue.
It was basically like a robot girl who was bald. But yeah, I remember. I
this was
searched
kind
the
of blood.
Splice up.
This
I
one also
searched-
had a bald chick as well. But yeah, no, Splice is like, I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, this is, I mean, I'm enjoying it. Why the fuck are you bullying the apex predator? Why are you suddenly going from being her mother to abusing her?
I guess she didn't expect raising that type of thing to be so interesting. I don't know. I don't know how it is. I've never really seen. I've been recommended it at least because I saw the pictures now. He was like, oh, okay, I've heard of this before. But
It's fine. I do definitely enjoy like how they touch on life finding a way, and like if you're someone like me who's been doing some really questionable thinking about the human condition, let's call it, it's a very like interesting look. Dren is the name of the creature. That's not really a spoiler.
Yeah.
Like how Dren develops, and if you like pay attention to what's going on with Dren, and you understand psychology and human nature, it's honestly really fucking depressing for Dren. Like, I think that might have been the intent, and people went in like, how could you possibly feel bad for these human characters? But it's like, no, you're supposed to. Dren was created to be a monster. Could have been not a monster, but humans got a human.
It's like so. She was essentially being bred to be a weapon of war in a way, but
Nope. She wasn't even made to be a weapon. It's worse. They literally just like
it's
tried
just
to make a gene sequence that
beast.
worked. They were just trying to prove they could splice human DNA. She didn't even have a purpose. She just came out like that. Like,
and the fact that he said that she could be able to be like, I guess, raised in a way.
they were somewhat succeeding. Like it was kind of hard because she didn't really grasp a lot of like she could communicate, she could understand basic concepts. Yeah. What you were saying, it's very similar to Frankenstein's monster. I'll say if you've read the Frankenstein book, it is very different to the Frankenstein book because Frankenstein's monster is actually like more intelligent.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Man.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I want to
It's
watch
like-
this. Kind of. That sounds really depressing. But
Yeah.
I might take a look at it.
Like by the ending, in my opinion, is super super depressing. Because it goes well for the humans.
Mm.
And like, look, I'm a human supremacist. I am like Alex Jones. I am a human supremacist. I believe that it is humanity's right to expand unfettered, and everything else is in our way. The humans in this movie could get blown out of the sky, and they would deserve it. I feel bad for Dren. Dren doesn't deserve what happened to. I want to call it a her, but by the end of the film, I'm going to call it an it. Let's call it an it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that thing looks viable for a Z-Zir.
It looks like viable for what?
It looks like it's viable to have a Z-Zir in
Seizure?
it. Or Z-Zir.
Oh, Z0.
Maybe.
Do you mind me spoiling like a central development of the film?
Sure.
Alright, chat.
If the chat's alright with it, if they want to like
Yeah, chat.
watch it
I'm
or something.
gonna share. So they allude to this really early on in the movie. Is all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give chat like maybe a minute or two to like bug out if they don't want to listen to the spoiler. Because honestly, it's like it's one of those things where it's like life finds a way, and it's very interesting to think about. Especially if like Dren had been a naturally evolving creature, what kind of society would have come from this change? So 10, 9, 8, 7. Fuck you guys, my channel. So basically, do you know how clownfish, whenever there's not like a viable member of the opposite sex, will turn into a viable member of the opposite sex?
Oh, I thought that was a bait. I thought it was a beta fish thing. Interesting. Okay.
It might have also been a beta fish, but it's a clownfish thing. Some species of frogs do the same thing. Dren does that.
Oh.
So, for some reason, Dren I think it might just be because. So Dren is. Yeah, it's what Yue, kind of Yue, not exactly. So, Dren is made in a lab, and grows up, and gets effectively raised by two human scientists. And they don't really do a good job. They don't really. One of them kind of treats her like a person, but is also doubling the work they're supposed to be doing as well. And then the other person is like completely relying on raising her, but is raising her as a mix of a pet and a person. So Dren is like getting like really mixed signals about things. No, they're not really treating her like a child, and Dren rapidly ages to the point where she wants to continue the lineage, let's call it. And she ends up getting caught. So the two people that made her are a couple.
Uh-huh.
And she seduces the man in that relationship. Caught, and they get she gets admonished and split up, and then I guess like some part of her brain realizes, hey, that's bad. I can't. No. So then she goes. Then so she gets caught. Right, that's what happens. Fuck, I'm trying to remember the order of events. I can't remember if she gets tied down to a chair and mutilated first, or if she fucks then gets mutilated.
Huh.
Yeah, one of those two. So then she basically undergoes like a sort of rapid metamorphosis that activates dormant male factors and suppresses her female factors.
Uh-huh.
And then she comes out, probably due to the lack of viable males, as he, and proceeds to
Expand.
doesn't have an
hard
understanding
drive.
of social interaction, and there's a viable female in the area. I'm assuming you can do the math.
Got a little soul searching.
Non-consensually.
Ah, so the very ancient tradition. Okay. Oh, what a great movie.
Yeah, well, it's like not a very good movie, but the reason why I'm interested in this in regards to Dren is Dren is an apex predator with the ability to switch between the sexes effectively, not like, I'm going to say she because she came out as a female. She can't control it. It's like a natural factor. What kind of society would form from that? Like how would that work? Like, what would be the baseline of that? Would it be like one dominant male, and then when that dominant male dies, one of like the stronger females goes through the metamorphosis and becomes the male? Like, how would that work, and how would that affect social and norms going forward?
I guess it could be interesting. Like, how much does it change? Because according to the pictures, she looks very.
Well, physically,
scrunkly.
she gets much bigger.
Ah, okay. I guess it might. It could very well be maybe like they kind of coexist like in a very mono way, or
I mean, like if that species had like evolved separately of humans, like if it just existed in its own like biome, what kind of would form from that?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Like in times of like peace, or like when they're having only children in the area, it would be like one dominant male and then all the females and the kids being raised. And then like if they need to go to war, their bodies just naturally, like all of them are now men going out to start killing. Like what would that do? That would be incredibly interesting. And what if it's a seasonal change where during the summer months or during the winter they switch to mostly being males and go out killing, and then during the summer it's mostly females when it's warmer and food's more prosperous, like that type of shit. Sorry if I'm getting like a weird topic territory.
That's a very interesting concept. I like. It sounds like a lot of like. It's good for having ideas if you understand. Well, I know you're a story writer and all.
Yeah.
I also do a bit of that. I'm working on my current storyline series. So it's very fascinating to hear a lot of these these like thoughts of what could happen if this character or species from this certain like thing that you read or watched could be implemented into this, like theories like.
Yeah, I also like thinking about like I absolutely love this type of stuff. Like one thing I kind of want to do at some point is like a little bit of a mini, like a sort of a mini series where I get someone to use a map making software to just make a map, and then I go in and go like, hey, this is like where these societies would congregate. This is the kind of societies you would have developed, and then maybe throw in some mythical creatures in there, like maybe okay, we got orcs, we got humans, we got elves, we got dwarves. Where would these societies form? What kind of kingdoms would you have? And then what kind of rules would come from that?
Yeah,
That's
actually,
because that's where my brain is. That is how fucked in the mind I am.
That's all right. That's actually pretty interesting of the concept. To be
Yeah.
honest, never really thought about that. Still working on maps. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say. I mean, is there any proper map making softwares?
The one I use is called Incarnate. I can quickly pull it up and share.
Oh, sure,
Actually, the map for my fantasy world.
yeah, I'm gonna crack up this to see what the heck is this all about.
Yeah, here I'll share screen
What?
so everyone can take a look. So this is the map for my fantasy world, Almalos, which kind of using like 3 or 4 different Middle Eastern languages somewhat translates to Death World. Ignore these. This is going to be Japan when I get around to actually like adding the mountains and volcanoes and coloring it in. This is I don't fucking know what I'm going to do with you, Ia. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but yeah, like basically get someone to like use this program to come in and then just make whatever like here. Actually, if I go back, I can close that out and we can just create like a map.
That's actually really interesting.
Yeah, let me just create a new map. Let's get a fantasy world map, landscape.
Let me try this. Hold on.
Yeah, and then just so I've got the I paid for the subscription, which gives me a ton of really really cool shit. You don't normally have access to all this. So anyway, let's just make like a random fucking continent, right?
Yeah.
Let's make the coastlines look a little bit more coastliney.
We're making a
Just
world,
something like
folks.
just something like a little bit random, you know.
Yeah, like
That let's do that, and then I'll go back and clean it up. But then let's throw it on like throw it on like a mountain range. Let's say like there.
Oh.
Throw in some rivers, like a river there, and then let's say like a river there, and then like this next part is like me being a fucking nerd and knowing how climates develop. I'd be like, okay, down here is probably where like a desert would form because on one side of a mountain you have deserts, and actually we'll say this side just because this side's further away from the water. So like we come in here, we grab a color, we'll say this color, and make this like a desert. And then closer to the water, we'll have like grasslands and stuff, and then this side could be temperate forests. What kind of culture would you have develop on this side of the mountains? What kind would develop on this side? Like that's the type of shit I love doing because my brain is fucking weird.
Well, that's actually that's pretty useful. I'm just trying to figure out how to pinpoint my the world that I'm building. At least I know there's certain kingdoms that I have, or one like that's based more at like maybe the north or the west. But
yeah,
particularly like
if you want help with that at some point, like if you're fine, like if you want, like we could do that right now.
Right now.
Yeah, I can open up a map. I can open up a map for you, and then like
yeah.
Just, we don't really have a topic for the stream. I mean, unless someone in chat has something. Oh, Cat's back.
Only for a couple of minutes because we're having dessert. Just wanted to apologize again for being. I gotta learn how to stop arguing. I really have to learn how to stop arguing.
It's
Cat,
alright.
90% of the people only watch this stream to watch you and me tear each other to pieces. That's literally
okay.
That is the Merry Madness brand.
Fuel the fire.
All right, as long as that's okay, because I know at the end of the day that you and I were cool, but I don't want people to be like, "Oh dear God, they're arguing again."
Yeah, no, that's what most people tune into. I mean, Samuel doesn't like it because I interrupt you, but aside from that, like,
yeah, no, my family are also they're like, "Dear God, you need to stop arguing with us about everything."
Yeah. Oh no, you need to listen to your family. Like that's guaranteed. You need to stop arguing with your family, Cat. Be better. You got to do better,
well,
Senator.
so do you.
Do
And so
better.
do you. No, those Filipino eyes are scaring me.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I gotta go, Mark.
Oh my God.
Whoa!
Don't worry.
Did you just
No.
say
Patriarchy.
that an intrinsic part of him from his racial identity is making you uncomfortable, Cat?
Ew.
Yes. You know what? Yes. Why the hell not? At this point, why the hell not?
See, Kat, we don't allow racists on this stream.
We don't tolerate.
Wait a minute. If we don't tolerate
She's gone.
stream,
She's
wait a
gone. Oh. Hey, everybody. Welcome to my progressive
yeah,
stream.
okay, I guess we
Oh.
gotta bring the racists back because that just leaves
Oh,
the
okay.
person.
I thought we all agreed that that's what all of us are. That's what unites us. Our
I was
bigotry
about
and
to
our
make
racism.
my own. I was about to make my own show. At this moment, I was
Oh
in the
my God,
spotlight. I was
Chad.
about.
You
Well, if you
denied
want to go
him.
watch some weird droid doing his own stuff, remember to go check out his channel. Just type in some weird droid in the search engine.
And if you don't want to remember my glaring, undying a glare of rage, you will get him up to 1,000. I'm still angry and disappointed. Joker voice is not at 1,000 yet. So disappointed. God damn
What do
it,
you get,
people.
Mike? What do you guess?
You got dessert, right, Kat?
What?
You got dessert, right, Kat?
Yeah, we have dessert.
What kind
We
of dessert?
have cake. We have
What
guests.
kind of cake? Falafel cake?
That's
Falafel
that's
cake.
racist, and you're making a
Falafel
sub.
cake.
Isn't falafel a dessert?
Let's make fun of the straight white guy.
Yeah, I thought it was dessert, like garlic sticks.
No!
Or meal chunks. Don't you have falafel before the meal?
No. Can we? What do you say? Can we? If I had control over the channel, I would boot you right now for being
Kat,
a racist.
I'm kind of sort of aware of. I've had falafel. I know what it is.
I figured you have to know what falafel is.
Yes,
You know
I've had
some-
it. It's good. I'm probably gonna drive to a Greek place because the word Middle Eastern scares us for lunch on Friday or something.
What? No. You cannot have falafel that is Greek. That is an insult to me as an Egyptian. And the entire
Kat, your
Arab
country was run by Greeks until it burned
that
to
is
the
beside
ground.
the point. That is
I'm pretty
beside
sure
the point.
90% of your country's Greek.
No, it's not.
The Ptolemies kind of did a dirty thing to the Greek population.
That's beside the point. You're supposed to go in Egypt, eat Egyptian falafel, right? Just both of you.
I don't
agree.
think I have an Egyptian
don't
place
wanna-
here.
If you look, I don't care if you don't agree with me. I'm just gonna blame the patriarchy because oh my god,
Oh,
Okay, go right the fuck ahead.
the
Uganda's
toxic
based.
you toxic men. Just
Droid's Finnish.
that's beside the point. He's a toxic man.
No, he's Finnish.
Wait, is that supposed to mean the Finnish people aren't men?
Finnish people are like
Oh my.
elves.
They're only one side of the. They're
They
only one.
might be men Finnish people. They're not men.
They're femboys.
No, you're not from Thailand.
No.
I,
if you want to.
I can't believe I actually met some guy on Twitter who was like, I'm not a soy boy. I'm a non-binary femboy. Okay, happy
Oh,
to meet
jeez,
you.
I forgot about that.
Kat,
Almost
you're
forgot.
using the wrong voice.
I can't use the right voice.
Hey boy, I am a non-binary femboy. Just like my balls off. What's your problem with that? Ha ha!
No, that's no. You gotta do who does the really good, woke voice. There's someone who does a really good woke voice.
But I guess Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is a pretty interesting one.
There's somebody
the same.
somebody does it really really well.
Raising them.
I think Anna from not Anna, that Star Wars girl, does a decent one.
No, it's
Oh
a guy.
yeah,
I haven't listened to her content. Well, she doesn't make videos anymore. Well,
She
she
just does,
kind of does, but it's mostly like streams and shit.
She hangs. Yeah, she just like art streams, which is. I mean, I do art, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, like I think she does stuff on her second channel, and, like hop on other people's streams.
Yes,
I
yes.
know that Neon has been wanting to do art streams. Ah, Gary from Nerdrotic.
Or okay, Gary.
Gary.
I don't really watch Gary that much, so I don't know if he,
I just
I don't know how
exist.
much he.
I don't watch him that much because mostly it's his live streams and they are ridiculously long and they're also in the middle of the day at noon.
His
Yeah.
thumbnails always catch me off guard. Like
Bro,
it's like
try being subscribed to MXR Plays.
it's like I'm seeing fetish art on DeviantArt or something.
Again, try being subscribed to MXR Plays.
What's MXR Plays?
I don't even want to try.
They're
to
like a
search.
reaction channel that puts like the most like thirst pick thumbnails they can
Let's see
on their
this.
like the video itself won't have anything like weird in it. It's just they do horrible clickbait,
Oh, I see.
and it actually ruins their reputation because they'll get banned. They'll get banned off YouTube, not for the sex shit on the thumbnail, but for like a kid getting hit by a brick in one of their like one of the videos they react to or something like that. And people are like, serves them right for the no. It's not even the fucking thumbnails that get them. It's the videos. Like they got taken down one time for putting Gordon Ramsay's face on a chick in a bikini. That got them taken down because it sexualized someone without their consent. Oh no! Oh no! Why?
Wait,
what
wait,
did
wait.
you make?
He's
What
doxing
the
you.
fuck did Kohan make?
Actually, Shadow was this close to being able to dox me because I told him I would send him headphones once.
Oh, okay, no. Oh, yeah,
Almost
Samuel,
got you with
Samuel,
that.
I'm aware the Finnish are actual hard asses. I'm just being mean to Droid. So,
No, don't worry. I sometimes don't like
Samuel
Finns,
sent the-
Finns either.
So I actually was expecting Droid to look like that.
Oh,
God.
That guy's Finnish.
yeah, I've seen this guy before.
Where have I seen you, man?
He looks like
Probably in a metal band. I don't remember.
Witcher. He looks like a character you'd see in The Witcher.
Yeah, he's Finnish. Toss a
Yeah.
coin to your witches, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty.
Oh God, he's singing.
You know, also recently Finland got the ranking for also the happiest country.
Yes.
That's actually a psyop.
Yeah, it's
All
probably
the-
this. Oh,
all the
you weren't
all the
here for this.
unhappy people are dead.
Ah.
All
Wait,
the
but I was
unhappy-
just wondering, do they answer the questions correctly now? So now that they know that they don't want.
Nightwish. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Thanks, Behemoth.
Oh, I've seen
Only your
that.
neighbor droid. Oh, yeah. Don't you have to go get dessert? Like you said, you were popping in for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I wanted to see what insanity you were doing.
Oh.
Well, we're about to. Droid mentioned that he's like got his fantasy world, and I was just going to show him like the Incarnate software I use for map making.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Before that, have you heard about the Mindy Kaling thing? Cat.
Oh my God, yes. How did she? Is that proof that Biden really is senile? That he?
No. It's one of two things.
Well,
One, she's like Cleopatra. Two, she doesn't just know where the bodies are buried. She knows where like the gang of 12-year-olds who went missing to feed like some perverted, not even like sexual shit, just like the worst possible homicide to cover up the worst crime imaginable. She knows where those bodies are buried.
No, I'm just gonna go with Biden is
Oh,
senile.
Exact latitude and
Oh.
longitude down to the centimeter.
I'll just send you this, Shadow. Just.
Wait, that was real. She won some kind of award for Velma.
Oh yeah, no, she sexually assaulted a guy. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sexually assaulted him and made the rest of the staff cover it up. Yeah, I know.
Just to.
She was called Golden Lips for a reason, Zenny.
Yeah, he does
She
look like
apparently
Cyberman.
was like average attractiveness, possibly less than average due to being.
She was Egyptian. She was perfect. Silence, you patriarch of
Her dad was
madness.
also her uncle.
It's beside the point. When she stepped
How
into
Her
does-
dad
Egypt,
was also her uncle's brother.
How does that?
that's beside the point. She was Egyptian.
No, she wasn't. She was fucking Greek.
She
The
was one of
Ptolemies
us.
were Greek.
Doesn't matter.
The Ptolemies were one of like descended of-
I can
the Ptolemy cat.
Shadow,
The
Shadow,
Ptolemies
Shadow, Shadow,
were-
Shadow,
they were
Shadow,
Greek
Shadow,
invaders.
Shadow, Shadow,
I thought-
Shadow,
I thought she was
Shadow.
Mac-
I am,
I thought she-
I am a woman. And
Wait, you are?
Which means, you know what? At this
She's a
point, I've given up.
Zayshem.
I've given up. Apparently, according to Twitter, I am a straight white man.
I'm a straight white man. Don't you dare rope yourself in with my generation.
So I'm culturally appropriating you. No,
I guess I'm
look,
white enough.
No, they literally did, Zenny. Like, there's evidence that the Ptolemies kept
I
up
thought
that
she-
tradition.
I thought she was Macedonian.
No,
Macedon-
look,
Greek.
I am
I
woman.
know.
I am
Ah.
always
You got
right.
roped in with the Greeks.
Okay,
and it's
I am
Macedonian.
woman. My victimness. surpasses your victimness as a Muslim woman in America. I am like, victim. Oh,
I
God.
don't care, Kat. This isn't a stream.
I'm
where-
right. I am right because I
Yeah,
am
oh,
victim.
but yeah, the Finns were fucking hard asses. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm
Yeah,
mocking like the
Simo.
Finns.
Simo
Finns
was
are
goaded.
Fucking hard asses.
Simon's-
I've got Discord notifications where my brother and another dude arguing about which demon is better.
Huh?
Total War Warhammer. My brother.
Oh,
my brother,
okay.
My brother likes Starbrand in that game, and a friend got the game recently and tried to play it. He's like, dude, your favorite character's ass.
No,
Was he
Was he
you,
trying to get like
you're talking
Bellicor
about
or something?
you talking about your
Oh, you play as
RTS
well?
games.
I plays like I used to play the second game. For
Oh,
the
Oh my
first and the
God,
second, before 3.
RTS games, not
Because I was a
real
big fan of
video games.
Lizardman.
Yeah.
Not a real
I'm a
video
Druki.
game.
I love the Druki. Okay, Kat, because we're going to be talking about stuff that doesn't involve gunning down innocent civilians, you can go.
I don't gun down innocent civilians. I gun down people who deserve it, like the
Yes,
fallen.
innocent
Oh,
civilians.
which one?
Kat,
Oh, do you
those
want to go to a
children-
rant of Fallen?
Those
Yeah.
children were looking at me funny.
Yes,
It was in self-defense.
I
yes.
know, what did I get into? Hold on, what did I get into? Hold
I
on.
tack nuked that fallen orphanage because they looked at me with hostile intent.
No, it's not a human orphanage. It's a fallen one.
I
Fallen
used a
aren't people.
military-grade railgun on those striking workers.
Droid,
because one of them
keep
threw
in
a
mind,
rock at me.
Droid. This is the person who, when he saw the new war, said, "Does Viso taste like chicken?"
I
Most
said
people-
no.
these
No, the
people
first
look at
thing I
this-
said.
Was
the
does
first thing
Paul
I
taste
said-
like beef?
The first thing I said was something from the point of view of Alan V that was shipping the two of you.
No. You first asked about the
You
chicken.
deleted those, motherfucker! That stream.
Shipping? Hold on.
Like the very first stream of hers I ever watched.
Oh,
she was
God,
Warframe,
yes.
and she was ranting about
Oh,
how much
God.
she hated Alan V, and I
Oh,
was
God,
writing
I
a bunch
hate
of shit in the
you.
chat about
I hate
like
you. I
Alan
hate
V
you.
loving her, and that's the real reason you got rid of your back catalog so that would fucking die.
Yes. God damn it! I forgot about that. I hate you.
Good.
That is disgusting. And I'm
gonna be
going
like
to
a
ship
plot
you and
twist.
Alan V because that's actually what makes more sense. The majority of shippers are male on male, right? Yeah.
You got
So
a
it
point
would
with
make
that
sense.
one.
Yeah. So for me to be shipped with Alan V doesn't make any sense at all.
He's not a man.
Alan V's a man.
No. he's not a
Alan
man.
V is a man. Look up.
He hides behind slaves to do his fighting and runs when the battle gets thick.
He has
is
a
not-
dick between
Any
his
man who
legs.
would say he's a man is no true man.
He is a man. He is male. Okay? So it actually makes more sense to say that you and Alan V.
Alan V is Fauci confirmed. According to Zenny.
Yes, but
Trust the
the
science.
but that would mean
Trust the
there's no
science.
science in Warframe.
Listen, we know for sure that COVID-19 came from a bat. All right, bat. We know that you were involved with COVID-19.
Oh no, you're so
Never
the freedom.
passed
Go watch
switch on
Freedom
you.
Tunes.
Oh,
Don't
we
watch
know.
it.
It came from the Grenier. I promise you that. We're trying to work on it. It came all from the Grenier. I've been trying to tell them.
Listen, guys.
A Grenier kissed a
Guys,
kavat.
listen.
A
Listen.
Grenier kissed a
Moa's
kavat.
work against the Warframes. We just got to lock down the shipping lanes for 2 weeks. We'll be fine. Yeah, so MOAs don't work. And
No. The
we're
Moas
gonna
don't
need
kiss.
the shipping lanes will need to be closed for another 6 years.
No. It was like I said. It was a Grenier kissing a kavat. Don't ask.
You're near kissing. No, it was a weed farmer fucking a pangolin.
There's no weed in Warframe.
How do you know, Cat?
True.
Have you ever smoked the cabbage of Olympus?
She's been hiding it the whole time in the ship.
He's got a
That's-
point.
That's-
You know that actually explains a lot.
Oh, wait, Cat, did you see the thing I posted in writing about why you should have the corpus smoke?
And the corpus don't smoke anything. Think about it.
Well, no, Cat. Propanolol. Propanolol?
Wait,
Propanol.
What?
Propanol.
Propanol.
Propanol. It's basically a drug that can prevent PTSD because it limits your.
Wait,
it basically gives you short-term memory loss. In regards to for example, if you take that shit and then gun down a school full of children, you won't feel remorse for what you did because it shuts down those receptors in your brain.
Yeah, but the
Some
thing
of
is-
that.
So if the corpus smoke it,
Yeah, but the thing is,
they
you're
won't be
actually.
scared by watching their friends die around them.
That's true.
It'll
But they
explain why they'll charge into danger, guns ablaze, as they're cut down.
All right.
by a bunch
Shadow.
of
I got two
psychopathic
things. Hey,
species.
Shadow. I got two important questions for you then, as the marketing director. One, is it expensive? Three, is it addictive? And three, do I need to worry about them handling big machinery while using it? Because a lot of my people use
No
heavy
clue on
machinery.
the costs. I assume it's incredibly addictive because it's a drug that rewrites your brain chemistry.
Okay.
And all it does is limit their ability to remember their surroundings. So as long as they're not taking a
I
super
don't know
high
if I
dose-
want to risk that. I might give it to the meat crew, but that's about it. Because I mean,
Just give it to
keep
the
in
security
mind,
teams.
yeah,
That's fine.
not even the security teams. I'd give it to the meat crew, who are basically cannon fodder. You know, the
Anyway,
Solaris.
trying to drink some 100% lemon juice.
But on the other hand, if I give it to the guys who are handling heavy machinery and even
This is a
high
bad idea.
ranks,
This is a really
Shadow,
bad
what
idea.
are you doing? At least he's drinking
Real
Goku
lemon
stuff.
juice. This stuff is not supposed to be consumed without water.
You could just drink Lipton lemon tea or something.
No, it's real lemon from concentrated with added ingredients. Like,
Are you-
I tried watering this down once, and I did like 1 cup of this and 1 cup of water, and that was not enough dilution.
No, it's like 2 teaspoons or something.
Breathing this shit is bad.
doing?
Breathing that shit is bad.
See,
Holy
literally,
fuck.
it's like having that. You know that juice you have, like a little berry juice. Like you put like a little bit of water, like a little bit in a cup, like this amount, and then the water and the rest. You take it all.
And now you're wondering why we call you baby nuts.
That's because I'm batshit crazy. What's your point?
Because the acid is like disintegrating. It's decreasing in size.
Your stomach is burning on the inside, screaming at you to stop.
I didn't actually drink from it, Cat.
I
You
hope.
guys,
Oh
hope.
man.
It's not like the time I took a stapler to my chin.
Wait, what?
When
When did this happen?
your parents
I
let
was
you
a,
go.
I was a dumb fucking like 6-year-old.
Shadow, your parents let you go to college by yourself.
Yes,
They really did. You didn't sneak out or something.
I'm safer outside the house than I am at the house. What do you mean?
Do we need to start an intervention, droid?
A divine intervention.
You're talking to someone who tried to staple his own chin and
No,
was about to drink.
No, I was like a fucking child. I was a
Okay,
fucking.
well,
like, I was an
alright,
actual
alright.
like. I was like an actual like 6-year-old child.
Bro,
Wait,
what a
that's different.
piercings even back then.
Oh no, Shadow! Oh no, Shadow! You're gonna start looking like those wokey wokes on Twitter. On Twitter
What?
with the nose, with the pierced septums and the.
Except it's on the chin.
No.
Yeah.
Bro, I fucking hate how like necklaces. I think necklaces, rings. I think this looks fucking weird. I would never get a fucking piercing because like that shit just looks wrong.
I get a little gypsy sometimes, to be honest.
Did you say tipsy or gypsy?
Gypsy.
Oh, cool.
I've got a little bit of a.
Fucking Romani.
Are you implying something? According to Whoopi Goldberg, gypped, it comes from gypsy, which comes from Egyptian, which I don't even know the connection. And I think Whoopi Goldberg was
Because
completely
Whoopi
high.
Goldberg is smoking crack.
I think she's smoking her own farts because apparently she farts in the middle of the show.
Dang, that must be some strong farts then.
Yeah.
Fucking hate
It's Whoopi Goldberg.
Bro, there's
Yeah.
like a season of like Blue Bloods where she's a reoccurring character, and I fucking hate that season. Because I hate.
Hey guys, I'm Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh fuck! I got some of the liquid on my lips. Ah.
Wait. She could move around enough to be on a show called Blue Bloods.
Did you ever watch Blue Bloods?
No, but I'm just curious to know, could
It's a
she
cop show.
act? Yeah, I know. That's why I knew it was a cop show. That's why I
What
said.
the fuck is a Prince Albert?
I
She
gotta
was
search
also
this
like
up.
she was like the mayor's assistant or something.
Oh, so she wasn't needing to actually. Wait, yeah,
No,
but,
she wasn't like a cop.
No,
Oh,
but even
Sax
that,
Coburg.
she's still.
But yeah, no. What the
acting.
fuck is a Prince Albert?
I
Apparently,
don't
Prince
know.
Albert's of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha was consort of the British monarch as the husband of Queen Victoria.
What? Is
Oh,
that
apparently-
implying I'd have like some twink boy?
I swear, if you go Twink Boy Shadow, there will be pain coming in your direction. We need some real men, both
This
of
is
you.
next character development.
Why
Oh
would
God!
people think that Gypsy? I don't know.
I don't know either. It's because everybody came from Egypt. You guys are
No,
forgetting.
that
I
is
told
not
you.
even close to
Yes.
fucking accurate.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you
Everybody
get the,
from Egypt. All of you. You're both who are originally from Egypt. You don't know it, but it's true.
My ancestors were fucking Celtic.
And they were originally from Egypt.
No, they're from the Caucasus. What are you
Which is,
smoking?
which is originally from Egypt.
Your ancestors are from the Caucasus too, Kat.
Everybody was from Egypt.
I don't want to know
No.
what kind of piercing Behemoth.
I think you mean
everything was Egypt. It's like that. It's like the what's that? The Afrocentric folks. Where everything was originally from Africa.
Bro,
yeah, Egypt.
Africa
Yeah.
gets a like what
Like from
honestly
the
surprises
whole
me is that there's
continent.
any kind of civilization in Africa. That country is worse than Australia.
Well, yeah.
Fucking
No.
continent. That
Oh,
continent is worse
a
than
lot of-
Australia.
Oh, continent.
No,
Oh,
no, no.
jeez. That's
Australia.
Yeah, no, like,
Australia with
It's
the
covered
COVID.
in- no, like the actual like Africa is covered in like vicious insects, diseases, brutal predators, like rocky and deserty. Like you cannot form a proper civilization in Africa until you get the train, because it's almost impossible to organize large groups of people.
Egypt. You're doing the same thing.
Egypt is technically Mediterranean.
Egypt is Africa.
No, it's technically Mediterranean in the same way.
Oh,
the
you're one of
Belgians
those
are
those white men who doesn't guess where Egypt is and doesn't like to acknowledge.
Yes, I know where Egypt is. It is technically Mediterranean, just like the Romans aren't European; they're Mediterranean.
Yeah. That makes absolutely no sense. It's
Because
on
they're
Mediterranean.
on the fucking Mediterranean.
In Africa.
The Romans are Mediterranean. The Greeks are Mediterranean. The Byzantines are fucking Mongol after getting raped.
But
in
they're
Battle of
still
the Egyptians are fucking Mediterranean.
the Greeks. If you ask them, they would also tell you they're European.
The modern Greeks, yeah, because their ancestors got fucked by everyone else.
The poor white guy doesn't understand what he is saying.
That's fucking racist. Get out of the chat, Cat. We don't allow racists in this
I
chat,
thought
Cat.
that's what
We remove all racists.
I
Wait,
thought,
removed all race. How is he gone?
I don't know.
He
But
should
I thought,
expose
that was,
himself.
Yes.
I thought that was one of the requirements to be on this chat.
Droid, what are your opinions on the Sami people?
Oh God, not this. This is something out of
I
Final
keep
Fantasy.
forgetting they exist sometimes.
That's good enough. Welcome to the racism club.
Apparently, that some Sammy person got ridiculously pissed because an outfit in Final Fantasy XIV is based
Yeah,
on.
no, yeah, absolutely. Like the Sami people are like I'll hear about them every once in a while, and they'll bitch about something, and I'm like, guys, shouldn't you be more focused on
Getting food.
not getting bred out?
If the only time they get noticed was in an MMO game, they should, and they're getting ticked off of that, then I think they need to have more bigger concerns.
Yeah.
No, Samuel, because the majority of the French culture group formed in like Central Europe.
Area there. Yeah, right.
The Greeks have more in common with other nations on the at least ancient Greeks. Modern
They
Greeks got
stole
fucked.
everything from Egypt because everybody stole everything.
No, they didn't.
from
Egypt was actually a horribly regressive society that didn't really contribute that much aside from slavery and malnourished populations.
Fair enough.
No, we took everything.
It was a
We took-
disease-ridden country ruled over by a small group of nobles who were too fucking stupid that they got conquered by everyone else. Who figured out alien technology.
No.
The Ptolemies, the only group that people actually remember, were fucking Greek.
No.
And they were the last Egyptian rulers before they got conquered by everyone around them.
that Cleopatra was thousands of years after the pyramids were built.
She was a
What is
Ptolemy.
Yes, I'm
Wait.
saying that Egypt was at its height well before Cleopatra because
Yeah, no, I
pyramids-
know it's well before its height because it didn't have to
So-
fight anyone. It's like China. The geography gave them natural protection.
and they were actually
because
pretty
no one
advanced.
crossed the desert, and they didn't do anything with that time aside from
They were
kill
also
thousands of
pretty
people.
advanced. The Egyptians, they
Not
have
really. honestly,
Yes,
compared to-
actually, yes.
let me first say the only thing the Romans had advanced was their concrete.
No.
The Egyptians weren't an the Egyptians weren't
No,
really
no,
an
no,
advanced
no.
society.
Yes, they
Like, they
were
weren't-
actually.
Not
Yes,
really.
they
Not
were.
compared to
Yes.
someone not compared
Yes.
to the Muslims or the Greeks.
Maybe
No,
like
the
architecture-wise.
Architecture-wise,
Because when you see how they, well, at least supposedly, then again, it's still sometimes unknown on how the pyramids were kind of created. No one even
Thousands
knows
of
the full
thousands of slaves dying and
long.
generations of work.
just to be able to, they have the pyramids
Samuel,
lined
why?
up with the.
Why? Samuel, why did you type that? I didn't want to read that. I knew what that was. I didn't want to fucking read it.
No, Shadow, your knowledge of ancient Egypt is actually very wrong.
You know, it's
On the
even
contrary.
worse.
The alignment of the pyramids with the constellations. They knew astronomy, they knew medicine,
They knew how to look up at the sky.
and line up and build a giant, massive building in alignment with the stars. They are
That's
actually.
not hard.
No, it is for
there's a
that time
star,
period.
This is
Shadow,
the center
Shadow,
point.
Shadow,
This is a
Shadow,
star, center
Shadow,
point.
Shadow,
Star, center point.
Shadow. You need to go back and watch a couple documentaries about ancient Egypt.
You need to enlighten yourself. Go on
Yes,
a pilgrimage
wow.
to the pyramids, to the
do you
king's
mean
chamber.
do you mean like the documentaries that go, I'm not saying it was aliens, but
Sure.
aliens.
No, I'm talking about actual documentaries. For example, Shadow.
Baylock's got it correct.
As long as not from Zahi Hawass or something.
Now, the
Yeah,
Phoenicians can get down to
No,
business.
Shadow. Seriously, your knowledge of ancient Egyptians. Yes, they knew how to do brain surgery. They found
So did the
bodies.
Romans.
This was thousands of years before the Romans. The Egyptians, when they were building the pyramids, they found bodies. They had special towns set aside for their workers on the pyramids. They found that people had survived devastating injuries. That someone, for example, his leg was crushed and was healing, and he had survived it, so they had treated the injuries. They found out that the Egyptians knew that honey has antiseptic properties, so they used honey on wounds. No, the Egyptians were very, very advanced. For you to say that all they did was throw thousands of slaves at the pyramids, far from it. The people who built the pyramids were not slaves. In fact, I got into a huge argument with some Christian girl I worked with. She's like, no, the Bible says the Jews built the pyramids. No.
I don't even think it says that because the
No,
pyramids
it doesn't.
weren't
It doesn't.
mentioned. Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
no,
Like,
but
it
wasn't,
the
no.
Egyptians owned the tribes of Israel, but I
But
think
they
they were
did-
doing more pastoral work. Because why the fuck
Yes.
would you want a Jew working on
No,
a building?
because because
That's
slaves didn't
racist.
build slaves didn't build the pyramids. They actually have found receipts showing basically pay stubs in stone, showing people being paid in grain and other foodstuffs
Well,
to
so-
build the pyramids.
Here's the thing about ancient slavery: slaves could still be compensated. Like that's the
Yeah,
thing that a
no,
lot of
these
people.
were not
no.
slaves.
That's the thing that that's the
Shadow,
thing a lot of people don't understand about the ancient world.
Yes,
and
but-
I'm not saying you don't, Kat, but like slavery in Greece, Rome, Egypt, yeah, there was chattel slavery. Slaves could also work and earn wages
No,
to
but
buy
no,
their
no,
freedom
no,
or
but
do
no,
work
Shadow,
separate from their master's
Shadow.
employment.
Shadow. The people who built the pyramids, one of the things you have to keep in mind about
what?
ancient Egypt. No, they
Wait,
built
what's
the
that now?
pyramids. No,
The
the Egyptians built the pyramids. This is definitely, undoubtedly true. The Egyptians, the Nile River would flood, and it would deposit fertile soil. So in order for while the Nile River was flooded, this is I've seen multiple. They have now evidence of this. When the Nile River was flooded, it was a civil duty to assist in the construction of the pyramids. So they would, while they can't farm, assist in the construction of the pyramids. None of the people who built the pyramids were slaves. And the fact that they show that people received medical attention, they found that the people who built the pyramids were treated very, very well. Like I said,
Just-
you need to go watch and learn a lot more about
Yeah.
ancient Egypt.
Being a slave just
They
slavery
weren't-
in the
Shadow,
slavery in
Shadow,
the world of
Shadow,
antiquity.
Shadow,
Kat,
no,
I'll
Shadow,
let you
no,
speak. I'll let you speak.
because no, Shadow, because you clearly, this is not meant to be mean. You don't know. I have gone into and thoroughly looked into ancient Egypt. There's a lot
Right.
more I could learn about. There is no doubt the people who built the pyramids were not slaves. You can tell
I'm
me all
not
you want.
saying it.
I'm telling you.
I'm not saying it's like what you would see in the opening of Prince of Egypt,
No.
where it's a bunch of people being whipped.
No,
That is not what I'm
Shadow.
saying.
No.
Pat, I let you speak.
Deliver
Yeah,
us.
because you're
I let you speak.
Miracle, deliver us.
because your knowledge of ancient Egypt is wrong. Flat
Let
out.
me
This is
speak.
no
Let
because
me
right,
speak.
but you're wrong.
Let me speak. Slavery in the world of antiquity was, yes, there were examples of it, but it was not the chattel slavery.
It's not
of-
slavery.
I let you speak. I
Sandy's
get
telling
shit
you
from-
I'm right.
Cat, I get shit.
Shadow. Yeah,
Cat,
but you're.
I
this
get
is a-
shit from the chat when I interrupt you. Cat, I get shit from the chat when I interrupt you. You get
Because you're
you get mad at
wrong.
me when I interrupt you. I
my God.
stay quiet until you finish your point.
Because
Let
your
me
point
finish
is
my
wrong.
point. And I think you're wrong at times. And
No,
yet I let
but
you
this
speak.
is something
Let-
that you are absolutely wrong.
Cat,
Oh my God.
let me speak.
I don't. You know what? No, there is no call because there was. This is a fact. You can argue about all different forms of slavery. This is a fact. This
Bye,
is something
Samuel.
that I have watched multiple
Bye,
and
Samuel.
learned, spoken to multiple sources. There was the people who built the pyramids were not slaves. It wasn't different forms of slavery. They were not slaves.
You can be a
See,
slave and
no.
get paid.
These were not slaves.
Is there a document written down saying
Yes.
every single person? Where is that document? Is it the pay
There
stubs?
is evidence of this of the people who built the pyramids were not slaves. Why are
What
you
evidence?
insisting?
Was it on
No,
like stone
like I
carvings
said,
or something?
I watched
Okay, pause.
numerous four
Pay stubs
sources.
in medicine. Pay stubs in medicine. Is there any other evidence?
There's undoubtedly more. This is Shadow. Why are you insisting on they were slaves? I am telling you.
I'm not
the
saying
slaves-
all of them were,
No,
but the
they
statement
weren't
that none
slaves.
were slaves.
Shadow.
in the
Shadow.
art-
Shadow.
Cat,
Have
let
you
me-
spent?
you- You
I
asked
am
me a question.
Egyptian.
I'm answering the
and
damn
I'm telling you,
question.
I am Egyptian. Okay, I am Egyptian. I have been to the Egyptian Museum of Antiquities. I have looked into this subject far more than you have. You are flat out wrong in this case. There's no point in arguing, telling me there's different types of slavery. This is something that you are flat out wrong. This is something that every Egyptian authorities will tell you flat out, you are wrong. I don't care if there's multiple definitions of slavery. Okay? Slavery is you own the person. They did
Yes.
not own the people. These were free citizens who chose to build the pyramids.
Does it sit? Where does it say free citizen? Is my question. Is there a No, you said there are people who earned wages, and that there were people who received medical attention.
Shadow, go and look it up. This is something that is a fact. Okay? You're
Okay, where
talking
do I
to
go
someone.
look?
As I said, I did this years ago, but I am telling you beyond a doubt, 100%, this is accepted archaeology. The ancient Egyptians who built the pyramids were not slaves. Period. This isn't something open for. This is something that has been accepted and proven beyond a doubt. You can tell me, oh, slaves got paid. Can get paid. This isn't. They were not owned people. These were people who chose to build the pyramids. This is a fact. This isn't something. Oh, just look into it yourself. I did this years ago, so I can't give you every single one of my sources. But this is a
Okay.
fact. You're talking to an Egyptian who has gone to the Egyptian Museum multiple times, okay, who has looked into and researched and read books about ancient Egypt, who has watched multiple documentaries about ancient Egypt, and you're telling me that the way the Egyptians built the pyramids is that they threw thousands of slaves and thousands died. On the contrary, that is not true. You're telling me that the Egyptians were not advanced. Far from it. They were.
I said the thousands die was said in hyperbole. I understand the Egyptians were more advanced than other cultures in certain ways, but they
Yeah.
were not. They were not like they were not. It's like when people go, the Roman Empire was this bastion of technology. It wasn't. They had a few advances. They were very stagnant and very regressive in a lot of their beliefs. China had a few advances, very regressive, very stagnant in their beliefs.
And I'm
It's just
telling
they
you-
had a few specific things that made them
No.
greater than everyone around them.
No,
Egypt.
Shadow, no.
If Egypt was as advanced as you say it is, it
Yes.
wouldn't have been conquered as early as
It
it was.
took
It would have been a
thousands.
major
Shadow.
empire.
Oh my
It's
God,
up through
Shadow!
the Nile.
Shadow, your knowledge of ancient Egypt is so low.
Did it
They
ever
were-
expand beyond the
Shadow.
Nile River? Did it ever
Shadow.
expand beyond the Nile River?
Yes!
When did it
It
go
did.
beyond the
It
Nile
went
River?
all the way down south to Nubia. Yes,
Which was along the Nile River.
but it still was beyond. They went all the way down to
Wait, what's
Nubia.
that?
They went beyond
That was
into
just a magic card.
Shadow. Shadow. Egypt was a massive civilization, not for a couple of hundred years, for thousands of years.
I'm not disputing for thousands
Yes.
of years.
So for you to be like, oh yeah, they were just a little advanced in some areas, they were at the top well before the Romans had anything or the Greeks had anything to do with them. Oh my God,
I
Shadow.
didn't say they didn't have
You have-
achievements. I did
Yeah,
not.
but
I
you-
never said they didn't have
No,
achievements.
but you're like, yeah, they had a few achievements. I'm
And
sorry,
I would
but
say
you're
the same thing about the
Oh.
Chinese and the Romans and
No.
the Greeks gave up on steam power and computers because they would rather use slaves. All ancient societies were backwards and are overhyped than what they actually
no,
were.
but at the same time, you are way underestimating what ancient Egypt was like. The majority of them were not slaves, and I'm not saying the Egyptians didn't have slaves, but it was
know you're
pretty
not.
much
I know you're not.
established
You're-
that the people who built the pyramids were not slaves, that they actually chose to do it.
So why would they not have slave labor also contribute to the creation?
I don't know, but I know that this has been accepted. This is fact. There's a lot of evidence. I
It
can't
was
list
also
it all.
accepted that dinosaurs were reptiles, and
Shadow.
now it's true
This
that they
isn't
were.
something that they suddenly randomly came out. They have evidence. Like I said, I can't
and
remember.
they
it
have
all.
evidence that
Shadow.
dinosaurs are birds.
No, your knowledge of ancient Egypt, beyond a doubt, is very limited. Your knowledge of ancient Egypt.
Yes, my knowledge of ancient Egypt
yes. So when I'm
specifically is
telling you-
limited. My knowledge of antiquity as a whole,
No,
of
because
the Assyrians,
no,
of the
you
Greeks,
can't-
of the
you
Romans,
can't- you can't.
is better than my knowledge of Egypt and
No,
trends within those
Yeah,
empires.
but you still can't
The
assume the
slaves were
same
treated
thing.
a lot better than American chattel slaves.
No,
gives
but
me-
Shadow,
I
you can't judge
struggle
all
to
ancient
believe. I
civilizations
struggle
as the
to
same.
believe that the backbreaking labor that went into the pyramids was not also augmented with slaves. I'm not saying it was only built by slaves. I'm not saying it's the intro of the Prince of Egypt. I'm not saying the 12 tribes of Israel were the ones who made it. What I am saying is the statement "no slaves built the pyramids"
As far as I
doesn't
know-
make any sense. It just doesn't. It just
Oh my
doesn't. Because,
God.
for example, the American Civil War, free men were expected to serve. If you could not serve or did not want to serve, you could send a slave in your stead. Is that a thing that wasn't done in ancient Egypt?
That I don't know, but I'm telling you, yes, ancient Egyptians had slaves.
Yes,
but
I did.
the
I never
pyramids,
said that you weren't.
as far as I know, no. The vast majority, if not all, but the vast majority of the people who built the pyramids were not slaves.
Okay.
I mean, this isn't something. If it were slaves, you know, I would say it were slaves. I'm telling you, the ancient Egyptians did have slaves, but it wasn't building the pyramids. And the fact that you dismiss some of the greatest accomplishments in history as
I'm not
yeah,
dismissing
they
them.
no, you the way you speak, no, you are.
I made a
You
joke.
make it sound.
I
you
made
make
a
it-
joke.
No, but you're like talking. Oh, they had a few advancements, and then this is a civilization
In
that
a
lasted.
hyperbolic, joking way.
This is a civilization that survived for thousands
Huh.
of years. They
Yes.
conquered beyond the Nile, beyond the Nile. They went into
That
Asia.
I do not know for
Yes,
sure.
they went into the Sinai Peninsula, and I think they went beyond into Lebanon.
I'll take a look at that. I don't know that for sure.
They didn't last very long, but they did go beyond that. So yes,
Ah,
Are you
interesting.
missing dessert? I just realized.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I mean,
What?
this is pretty interesting so far.
no.
did not
but
get
this
to,
one is-
did not
this-
expect to get into stuff like this. I'm like, I almost feel like a
Welcome to
mod.
I
Mary
understand.
I
Look,
almost felt like a mod in like a debate.
no, but
It's
honestly,
like, okay, yeah, I've got to let him talk. All right, I'm gonna mute you.
No, that's not going to work because, like I said previously, two aggressive Type A personalities that prefer to be right.
It's two reverse two batteries
Oh,
at the
that's
opposite
what-
direction.
here it is. Slavery in
look-
ancient Egypt. There's a consensus among Egyptologists that the Great Pyramids were not built by slaves. According to noted archaeologists Mark Lenner and Zahui Hawass,
Lenner,
the
you
pyramids were not built by slaves. The archaeologists found in the 1990s and discovered to show that workers were paid laborers rather than slaves. This is a general consensus among numerous Egyptologists. It isn't just Zahui Hawass, which, yeah, I agree. He does have some stupid takes. But it wasn't just Zahui Hawass. There's other people who all
Slaves
agree.
can be paid.
Yes, I understand that, but this is a considered.
Like, okay, so I get that there's the pay stubs.
So
I
do
understand
you?
Dang, I want to be a
You know,
slave.
Pat, I agree. The pay stubs, that exists.
But they were not
Is there
property,
evidence
Shadow.
that says none of the
They
people
were
who
not
received
They were
payment-
not slaves.
Not at
Rather,
all.
it was farmers who built the pyramids during flooding when
And
they could not work their
slaves
lands.
farmed for their masters.
These were people. No, these were people who owned farms. Shadow. These were people who
Does it say
owned.
that they owned farms, or does it say they
Yes!
simply received a wage?
My God,
Where does
Shadow!
it say they earned
This
a
I
is-
actually never heard of
Does it
this.
say
I
they
want
owned
to.
the
I want to
farm?
see this one now.
Rather, it was farmers who built the pyramids during the flooding when they could not work.
Where?
Yes.
Okay, right. Farmers owned slaves
Herodotus
to
claimed
do
that
the
the Great
work.
Pyramids at Giza was built with the labor of No, Shadow, this is generally considered from the 1990s, 30
And it was
years.
generally considered that
Yes,
dinosaurs
Shadow,
were
why are
lizards.
you so insistent on the fact that they had to be slaves? This is something that, as I said, multiple Egyptologists, multiple sources, different people
Because
have
it
agreed.
doesn't make sense.
No, why not? It doesn't
Because
make sense
if
to
you
you.
can use cheaper labor, why wouldn't you?
Because I don't know,
Why
that's what
wouldn't
they
you
did.
augment the workforce with
Because the-
slaves? It doesn't make sense to not use
And
a
I'm
resource
telling
you
you-
have at your disposal. It just doesn't.
Yes,
it's the
it
fact
does.
that it doesn't make
It
sense
doesn't
to
make
me.
sense to you. But to the ancient Egyptians at the time, this is what they did. Why
And
can't
is
you
there
accept
other
that?
evidence of them doing similar things where they bar slaves from certain kind of work? Because if it was, hey, the pyramids were seen as like a part of the
Shadow, do
religious
your own
area of
research
Egypt,
because I'm
and they
telling you,
didn't want-
this is generally accepted. It's been accepted for decades. There is evidence that proves it at this point. That beyond a doubt, that yes,
No,
this
it
was-
proves that they were paid and they received medical treatment. That doesn't say they weren't slaves. It just says they were
how
treated
many
better.
slaves get paid, Shadow?
Slaves could earn wages to buy their freedom, or they
And
could
these were
earn
the
wages for their
farmers who
masters.
owned farms on the Nile. Who, when they
Where
couldn't,
does it say they owned
Yes!
the farms?
Oh my God, Shadow, get it? This is you. No, absolutely nothing about
okay.
ancient Egypt.
So
Where does it say?
I actually,
Yeah,
actually,
why?
this is my first
Why?
time.
It was
the
an
land
honor,
they
as
worked
Zenny is putting it. It was an honor to work for the pharaoh. This was something they wanted to do.
And a slave wouldn't want to do that.
Oh, I know. How about this? Why doesn't the 500 years from now? Why doesn't the American military pay slaves to go out and serve?
Because we don't have slaves.
What I'm just saying, you know,
We don't have slaves.
What, it
That's
would be
not
more
a good
practical.
comparison. A better
So,
comparison would be
it's, you know,
Rome.
it is a civil duty to the Egyptians to build the pyramids.
And why wouldn't they have slaves
You're-
help as well? Is that I am asking? Is there a
And I'm
tradition
telling you,
of not
I am
of
telling you,
including
and
slaves?
I am telling you that this is at this point. I'm not going to go through all of the research that they have, which they have numerous sources from different locations. I'm not going to go through it all right now, but I'm telling you, this is accepted fact at this point. This isn't something open for debate. This is accepted fact among Egypt because they have multiple sources that verifies this.
And there's multiple sources that said the Kuf didn't come from a lab in
Shadow,
Wuhan.
Uh-oh.
no. And it lasted a year, 2 years before they started coming out with that. This is something that's been accepted for decades. As I said,
And
they
it was
have
accepted for decades that dinosaurs
Shadow!
were lizards.
Shadow, you are wrong. Flat
It
out
was
wrong.
accepted for
Shadow,
decades.
Shadow, you are arguing for the sake of arguing. I didn't argue with you that Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian because I know for a fact that she wasn't. I was
Yes.
joking about it, but do you see me going, well, I don't know, she could have been born in no, because I know that is correct. And this is correct. I mean, you are arguing with
It
an
doesn't make
Egyptian.
sense.
Shadow,
It does not make
doesn't
sense.
matter if it makes sense to you.
okay.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
George.
Shadow,
Yes,
you are
George.
arguing
Yes,
for the
George.
sake of arguing.
I'm very curious on one part. This is actually my first time hearing about the farmer stuff. Did you
Yes.
see this through like a book or like maybe a documentary, or
No,
was
it's
this said by some archaeologist?
You just
or is it
several
just-
archaeologists.
Okay,
Yeah, there's-
archaeologists.
yeah.
Okay.
This one
Because that
from
was
here-
actually an interesting one I haven't heard of before. So.
Here's
Yeah, no, because like that makes sense. If your labor can't do their primary source, task them to do something else. I understand that. That makes sense.
Shadow, enough. You are arguing for the sake of arguing.
No, I am not.
No, yes, you are.
No, I am not. It
No,
does not make
you
sense
are.
to me.
You want to find. You are arguing for the sake of arguing.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. The fact that you're going, no, I'm not. You're arguing for the sake of arguing.
So if I accuse you of arguing for the sake of arguing, would
And
that
I
be
will
valid?
admit, I sometimes argue for the sake of arguing. But in this case, this is something that is fact at this point. This isn't something that, they haven't argued and tried to figure out for decades. No.
Oh,
But
jeez.
the fact that, yeah. There are multiple sources. You are trying to pick holes in, you're like me in that sense. Yeah, I argue for the sake of arguing, but this is just something, yes, this is accepted. Egyptians who built the pyramids were not slaves. It was an honor to do that job. It was a privilege. People wanted to do it.
this is
I
quite
mean, you don't understand what the Egyptians viewed the pharaoh as a god. Building their temple that would lead them for their afterlife was an honor. It wasn't a labor. It wasn't a dishonor. So no.
Like, do you
I'm
generally
currently
believe
reading the
that
article.
no slaves were on the construction?
According to this now, I could accept that there might have been some, but according to this, none.
Like a
Multiple
mix.
Yeah, I could have accepted maybe there were some, but this is saying no. They were built by a separate. No, they're saying that they were built by.
I'll read this on my own time just because I
I
don't
mean,
want to.
this is one of many articles.
Yeah, like
This is one of
I'll
many
go looking,
sources.
but I'll go looking. But if you again, you mentioned your dessert. I don't want you to miss dessert.
Shadow.
I'll look
I've
at this
already
on my own
missed it.
time.
Shadow,
You bring
Habibi,
up,
Shadow,
I
Habibi,
disagree with.
Habibi, Shadow, you are trying to disprove something that numerous archaeologists have
I'm not
already.
trying.
Yes,
I'm not trying to
you
disprove
are.
it. No,
Yes,
I'm not.
you
I'm
are.
not writing
Shadow,
a paper. I'm not writing. I'm not
Shadow,
going in research
Shadow.
and writing a paper. I'm
Shadow.
saying it
That
does
is
not
like
make
me
sense.
going, I'm going to
that
prove.
an autocratic state would not use slave labor to produce
Because
a
you don't
monument.
understand the civilization of the autocratic state. I am telling you, to the Egyptians at that time, it was an honor to build the pyramids. They wanted
Right,
to do it.
and then I
because
asked, does that extend to not allowing slaves to work on things like the pyramids?
that's what I'm. The pyramids
If
was,
it's a traditional thing where the
they
pyramids
didn't
are
build the
too
pyramids.
holy-
That's what we've been arguing about. They didn't build the pyramids.
No,
You
okay,
are arguing
Kat,
for the
Kat,
sake of
okay,
Shadow.
Kat.
You are arguing. You are trying to disprove decades of archaeology at this
Kat,
point.
here's my question.
What?
question. Did Egypt have a tradition of barring slaves from working on nice hat droid?
What is the point of that? I am telling you that this, according to
Because
decades,
it does not make
No,
sense. Do not
Shadow,
use cheap
for
labor
you.
for shit.
For you, Shadow! For you! Decades
For
of archaeology and
autocratic
Egyptology.
societies, the
Shadow!
Romans
It doesn't
used-
matter! This isn't every society! You're saying every society has to do everything the same!
No, I'm not saying every
Yes!
society has to do
You're saying, oh,
everything.
this doesn't make sense! You do not understand Egyptian society. At that time, no, people wanted to build the pyramids. You are trying
not saying
to
people didn't
argue.
build the
Shadow,
pyramids.
this is.
I did
you
not
think-
claim that.
Yes, I'm telling you, this
Alright.
is decades of research, decades of people who know far more about ancient Egypt than
And
you
I
do.
will go look at that
And
stuff.
you think that somehow you're going to somehow disprove this because it doesn't
I
make
don't think I'm
sense
going
to
to
you?
disprove this.
No, Shadow.
I'm not writing a
Oh my
paper.
God.
I'm not making a History Channel
You
documentary. where I'm
are
gonna disprove
arguing
it.
with-
I am disagreeing because the evidence presented does not make sense.
No, to you.
It does not make
Shadow,
sense.
Shadow,
to go,
to
there were
you.
no slaves.
Yes, and you know what? I'm pretty sure a whole bunch of people asked that question when they were doing this research. This has existed for decades. This isn't something that came out in the last 5 years. This is
And I
something
will go
that has
looking-
known for decades. Okay, decades. My God, kid. This isn't some random thing I'm pulling out of my ass to prove ancient Egypt was great. No, this is something
I'm
that
aware.
is.
I
Yes,
understand that.
and you are arguing against this for the sake of art because you don't think it makes
What?
sense. Yes,
Okay.
you are.
Let's just.
You are arguing for the sake of arguing.
I'm not.
let's
You
just
are
all
arguing for the
just-
sake of arguing because you cannot
Finish
accept
the
that
whole
because it
stuff.
doesn't make
Kat,
sense
let's
to
listen
you.
Droid. Kat, let's listen to Droid.
I mean, my God, Shadow, you can be. This is. I admit it. I argue for the sake of argument. But in this case, you are trying to argue something that has existed for decades, has been researched and proven by people who are far smarter than both of us, because it doesn't make sense to you.
I don't think they're
Do
smarter
you know
than me. I just
anything
think they're
about
more
ancient Egyptian religion, ancient Egyptian society? What was the
I know more
priority?
than your average American. I know more than your average American about that shit.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you don't know nearly as much as most of the Egyptologists who could read hieroglyphics, who've been to Egypt inside the tombs and the temples, who know the sites. So you are trying that would be like me saying, well, I don't like Tyrannosaurus Rex being described as this way. I'm going to prove something that has been accepted as canon for decades as false because it doesn't make sense to me.
Kat, I understand
No.
that. Like, no, Kat. Let me again present my perspective.
No, I don't
Let-
care.
let's
If
just-
there is a
Shadow,
Kat,
Shadow, I don't
Maybe-
care. Let me be clear. Your perspective, it doesn't matter. Because at this point, your perspective has been proven wrong. You can have all
How?
the argument
People say, "Oh, they got paid and they got health care." Clearly means they
Shadow,
weren't slaves.
Shadow,
You
it's
treat your
Shadow,
slaves' injuries.
Shadow,
Otherwise,
Shadow.
your body
Oh my
would be-
God, Shadow,
Hold on, yo.
Shadow.
Hold
You
on,
are
yo.
trying to say that I am better than the archaeologists who've been studying ancient Egypt
Oh.
for decades?
No.
That's what
Hold
you're
on.
doing.
Hold
That
on,
is-
yo.
that is exactly what you
No,
are
no,
doing.
no.
You are
The
saying
journalist.
that
Hold on, yo.
No, this isn't journalist,
Hold on.
Habibi. This is Egyptian
Okay,
Egyptologists.
Kat, I'm gonna mute you and I'm gonna mute me so Droid can talk.
No,
Okay?
I don't know.
I'm muting you,
No,
and
Shadow,
I'm muting you.
Shadow, you are literally.
All right, now. So, folks, what you see here is a little discussion about two folks that may disagree with each other on a certain topic. It may get heated a lot of times. You may be a little bit uncomfortable. But notice that these two are still human. They still respect each other at the end of the day, and they're still friends. Also, watch that response over here. And if you ever feel heated sometimes at this discussion, remember to breathe in through the mouth, exhale through the mouth, inhale. I'm saying the wrong thing, sorry. Inhale from the mouth, exhale through the nose. Just make sure. Oh, she left. Oh.
Yeah,
That's
no,
unfortunate.
I'm
That's unfortunate.
3 times. I'm muting you. I'm muting. Oh, she's back.
Shadow, I'm really
All right,
enough
let's-
of it. Enough,
She's
Shadow.
still talking.
Shadow, because I am fucking tired of this. Shadow, you are coming in here and you're saying, "Look at me, I am better than the Egyptologist." It
Hold
doesn't
on.
make
No,
sense.
I'm not.
Yo,
You're
yo,
literally
yo, yo,
doing
yo,
that.
yo, yo,
That
yo,
is
yo,
what
yo,
I'm
yo, yo,
saying.
yo.
No.
Because this
yo.
isn't something that's open for debate.
Yo,
This
yo.
isn't something, Shadow, this isn't something that people are questioning. This is
Yeah,
something that is
you
accepted.
ain't-
You are some 19-year-old
ain't.
kid in Texas who thinks you know better than the Egyptologists.
I
Oh,
think
it
I know
doesn't make
better than
sense
the
to me.
journalists who wrote the articles.
And I'm
Hold
telling
on
you, it
there.
isn't
going
the
to go
journalists.
Hold on
look at
there.
what was
Shadow, it
actually
Hold
isn't
on.
the
written.
journalists. It is the actual Egyptologists. It's not the journalists. I can understand if you're some
Hold
moronic
on.
journalist going, "Oh, this is what happened." No, this is
Hold on.
Egyptologists.
Article.
So you
Hold on.
sound like an arrogant
Oh, yeah,
little
hi,
shit
hi,
going around saying, "I know better than the
Shannon,
Egyptologists."
Michael and
That's what you
Shannon,
sound like.
O'Rourke. Hello.
And I'm
O'Rourke.
really getting fed up because you think that some 19-year-old kid in Texas can come in and go, "Oh, that makes no sense to me."
Yes, it doesn't.
It doesn't
Yo,
make sense to you,
It
but
doesn't
that
make
is
sense by
Just-
human nature if
No,
unless
Shadow.
there is a reason in
Shadow,
Egyptian
Shadow,
society.
Shadow,
Oh, jeez.
Shadow.
Uh,
You listen to me.
okay.
This is something that is accepted. This isn't some journalist writing a Kotaku article. This is science. This is archaeologists reporting on their findings for decades.
The
You
article
are-
you sent,
That's one of many.
right? I'm going
Many.
off the article you sent.
And
I
I'm
will
telling
do
you,
my
that
own
is
research
one.
after
All right.
you
It
stream.
doesn't matter.
Just
Shadow,
make the-
this is something that is accepted by Egyptologists, multiple, for decades. So you come in
Okay.
here, some snot-nosed kid who's
Okay.
19 years old from Texas, who has never been to Egypt, who knows
Let-
nothing about hieroglyphics, and comes here and goes, "That makes no sense to me. It doesn't fit human nature."
Let's
Yes, it
just-
doesn't.
That is why
Cool,
it sounds
cool,
so
okay.
idiotic of you.
Okay,
Yeah, I
what
get it.
is-
I get it. You think it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter. It's been proven to be true. And you can find multiple sources, numerous sources at this point. And you keep arguing about it and arguing and telling me, "Oh, well, slaves got paid." I am telling you, this isn't some random theory at this point. And then you go on about COVID. This is, again, not a random
I use
theory.
that as one example to
It
prove that
doesn't
people
fit.
who say things
Yeah.
don't
Alright,
often
y'all.
say the
And I'm
truth.
telling you that
All
this
right,
has been
y'all.
accepted for decades by actual Egyptologists, not by Tony Fauci, who has money to gain from it. Not only Egyptian Egyptologists, non-Egyptian Egyptologists. You sound stupid because you are arguing against something that has been accepted by experts for decades. And you think that you could come in here and be like, "Oh, well, it doesn't make sense to me." I am sorry, Shadow, but that you do not understand what you are trying to argue against. This isn't some theory. This isn't some journalism making stupid arguments. This is accepted Egyptology.
Let's just.
And so I'm looking at you like, what are you talking about? I am sorry, kid, but this isn't something that you can go, "Oh, it doesn't make sense to me." There's a lot of stuff in the ancient world that didn't make sense to us. You don't know Egyptian society at that time.
Yes, and that is why I
Okay.
asked: is there any evidence of their society having a different
okay.
norm?
Ancient
Because
Egyptians.
the pyramids and their statues related to their religion, related to their gods.
Yes.
If that was kept away from the dirty hands of the slaves, that would make sense. Only proper free Egyptians could work on these, okay, that explains why they don't have slaves working on there.
At this point, Shadow, why are you even debating it? Dave, you don't think that the Egyptologists, and I'm telling you, not just Egyptian ones. I agree. Egyptian Egyptologists will be biased. They want to show Egypt in the best light. But I'm telling you, non-Egyptian Egyptologists have looked into this. This isn't something that people are debating at this point. This is generally accepted. So I'm sorry, but you come in here and you tell me it doesn't make sense. That's like saying that, I don't know, some accepted fact in history is wrong. I did not argue with you about
And
Cleopatra.
sometimes they are.
In this case, it's not. You're not in a position to even debate it because you are not someone who spent decades of your life studying Egyptology.
If I was debating an actual Egyptologist,
You
I would
would
agree, but I'm not. I'm debating with my friend.
And I am telling you,
Egyptology is not my field of study.
it's not my field, but I know enough.
Articles and documentaries.
Shadow, I am
Right.
telling you something that is accepted fact by Egyptologists.
And it's accepted by certain communities
Yes, and
that
at this
things
point,
like
Shadow,
the katana were a mainline battle weapon.
but-
They
yes,
weren't.
but-
You have
Shadow,
documentaries
Shadow,
and articles.
Shadow,
Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all.
Shadow,
Adding more fuel to the fire.
I get
Adding
it,
more fuel.
Shadow.
Hold on,
There are
Adam.
things in history that have been questioned.
Hold
They've
on
been
there.
questioned by people who study the subject and know the subject. You are not an Egyptologist. Unless you spend
And neither
time.
are you, Cats.
Cool.
No, but I
Cool.
know.
Neither are
I am
you.
giving you.
Alright, cool.
I am giving
Cool.
you. I
Okay.
am giving you what? So I should start arguing with you about why Cleopatra wasn't Greek? Because I
No.
know that's true. So I'm
Oh,
not going to
jeez.
argue with even
Okay.
if she's Egyptian. Shadow, you
That's
are
not-
arguing with something that is accepted.
Being Greek.
What
There's
should
a
I say?
logical line you can follow.
Shadow, you sound. I'm sorry, Shadow.
There's not a
But
logical line.
Shadow,
There's
I
no
don't
logical
give a shit.
Hold on.
Shadow,
All right,
listen to me.
hold on, y'all.
You
y'all,
are
y'all.
arguing about Egyptology, what is accepted fact, not a theory, not something written by laymen. This is accepted by multiple Egyptologists. Do you have any idea how stupid it sounds that you are a kid who's trying to disprove something that has been accepted
I'm
by
not trying to
Egyptology?
Hold on,
disagree.
hold-
I
hold on.
disagree.
You
I
cannot agree.
disagree with the statement, no slaves worked on the pyramids.
And I
Hold
and
on,
look, and
yeah.
I
Just
agree.
I
take-
disagree with the
No, and
statement.
I agree.
Just
Only
take-
Jews
Hold
worked
on
on the
now.
pyramids.
Oh my God,
Hold on.
Shadow.
Whoa,
Shadow,
hold
it
on.
doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to you. Okay, it doesn't matter. This is accepted by every Egyptologist. Okay?
Cat, it's
Every-
understandable. We understand it. I will understand it. It's all you just take the breather. That's all.
No, but I mean, this
We
is
understand. We understand it's about.
no, but this is real. And honestly, I'm trying to not get angry, and I'm
It's
trying
okay,
not to
it's
argue
okay.
as much.
How
But
about
at the
this?
same
It's
time,
okay,
this
it's
is
okay.
moronic,
Yes.
Shadow. No,
We'll
but this
leave it
is
here. We'll move on.
Shadow,
I will
this
do the
is
reading.
moronic.
I will
We
look
understand.
into it on my
We
own
understand.
time. And if I'm
Understand.
wrong,
He
I'll admit that I'm
understands
wrong.
sometimes.
But
I'll
this
look
is,
into
He'll
it on my own
understand.
time.
I
And
mean,
if
my
I'm
God,
wrong,
this is like me going and saying I don't agree with what Alexander the Great was proven
He'll-
to have done.
He'll understand.
What-
We'll
no,
understand. We'll
I
understand.
don't. It's stupid. This
Cat,
is
I
like
will
me
look
saying,
into
as
it on
my-
my own time.
As
And if I find out that I'm
Shannon
wrong,
Oryx said,
if I
take a
find
breath.
out I'm
Oh my
wrong,
Take a breath.
I will apologize.
Shadow,
I will
Shadow,
look. Go to
Shadow,
the next week.
Shadow,
Cat,
Shadow. We
No,
don't have. This is
Cat,
not going to
hold
take
Cat,
on.
I let
This
you
is-
rant. I was
This
Hold
is
on.
not something that will take you a week. I mean, just
Hold on,
hold a
Cat,
moment.
Cat. Hold on, Cat.
Because Shadow, think about it. You are
Cat.
telling me that something that has been accepted by Egyptologists for decades, that you are somehow like, oh, I don't
Cat,
know if I believe it.
let
Shadow,
me
this
speak.
is fact.
Hold on, just a
fucking
sec.
So
speak.
you are a kid.
Hold on now. Calm down.
Because
We
no,
can't
because
agree.
as they said, you're
Understand,
young
understand,
and you'll learn just how
understand.
stupid this is.
Understand.
I
We'll
don't
learn,
know.
we'll learn.
You know what?
It's
How
just
about I
simple
go
as
and I
that.
say the 1819 project makes sense? Oh,
Cat,
I
It's
don't know.
understandable.
Cat, let me
Understandable.
fucking
Hold on now.
No, because nothing you're saying is right.
Hold on. We'll understand.
Cat,
Hold
I
on.
will
Hold
look
on.
into it. And if
Just-
by Merry Madness next week
Just.
I have found, if I've
Shadow,
either been
it doesn't
proven
matter
wrong
if
you
or I
found
can't find
anything or
anything that
not.
proves me
Okay,
right,
Cat,
I will
Cat.
apologize.
Shadow, it doesn't even matter
on.
because this isn't something that's open for debate. This isn't something that any Egyptologist at this point is saying it's not true. So even if you don't find anything in your own random endeavor to find it, this isn't something open for debate. Like I said, you sound like an arrogant kid who
So
comes
if
in
there's
here.
nothing wrong, then what? Cat,
But no,
if
I'm
you're
just telling
correct-
you.
There's nothing
Again,
wrong. Just hold on.
Shadow,
Hold on.
Shadow,
Hold
you
on.
sound like an arrogant kid who comes and look for myself and see if accepted
Yes, because
Egyptology
you
is true
shouldn't
or
just
false.
blindly believe what you were
Because
told.
it's been around for decades and it's been
Hold
accepted by
on.
multiple sources. This
Hold
isn't
on
something
now.
that some
Hold
random
on.
dude in his basement came up, and you think that you are some random dude in
I'm not.
Hold on now. Hold on
disagreeing.
now. All right, we understand.
Cats.
We understand. Oh,
I'm
at
not
least-
disagreeing that this
That's
is coming from
understandable.
professionals. I am not disagreeing.
You are some
that I am.
kid.
All right,
Possibly
all right,
wrong.
both of y'all.
What I am
Both
saying
of
is,
y'all.
it does not make sense to me.
For you!
But I am willing to
Hold on.
spend time looking to see
Hold
if
on.
I am wrong.
It doesn't
And
matter
if I am wrong, I
you're
will
right.
go. I am
Hold
wrong.
on now. Hold
I
on.
will go.
because-
I am wrong if I can find that I am wrong.
I mean,
Hold
my
on,
God,
boss.
you are literally trying to say that I can find better than Egyptologists.
Okay, cool.
No,
Whatever.
I am going
Just
to
hold
look
on.
at the shit that
Just hold
I am
on.
not going to fly to
Hold on,
Egypt
hold on,
and try to
Kat.
prove it, but I am going to read what Egyptologists have.
Do you
Sure,
have
shut
any
up. Hold
idea?
on.
Do you have any
Society.
idea how?
Kat, shut up. Hold on.
How do you have any idea how stupid what you're saying is? You are saying,
I'm
okay,
saying
yes,
this
there
is
might be an
okay. It's
exception.
just whatever. It's
care.
You
whatever.
are,
It
you
doesn't.
are saying
It
that you're
doesn't
going to
matter.
go against majority of Egyptian scholars because what? I mean, even
majority?
if you,
Cat.
What,
Yeah,
like,
come on.
what percent?
Come on, bro.
60, 70,
oh my God,
80?
Shadow!
How many of them actually
Shadow.
agree?
was
Hold
generally
on. Hold on.
accepted
Don't feel it.
by
Hold on. Keep it up.
Egyptologists.
And it
that
was
this is-
generally accepted.
on.
And Shadow,
There
this
are
has been
different
around.
things that are
Hold
Why are
generally
you
on.
trying to
accepted.
disprove something at this point?
Okay.
Do you really want it to be that because it doesn't make sense to you,
Yes.
that it has to be wrong? That because it doesn't make sense to you,
No,
it has to be
not
wrong?
because
Hold
it is.
on here.
It is
No,
not. I
Okay.
think
that's
it is
exactly
wrong.
what you
I
are
think
saying.
it might be
You are
wrong.
saying that because this doesn't make sense to you, it has to be wrong.
I
That's
think
what you're
we've been
saying.
going on.
No, I'm
Yes.
saying it
Hold
doesn't
on.
Yes, you
make
are.
sense.
Cat, shadow,
Yes,
cat,
you
shadow,
are.
cat, shadow, cat,
Yes,
shadow.
you are. You are
Shadow
saying
and
that
Cat.
because it doesn't make sense to you, it has to be wrong.
Shadow and cat.
And yes,
Hold
you
on.
ain't brought up one of the people who may not agree with that. But the majority of
Hold on.
Egyptian scholars
Cat,
are,
Lloyd wants
what
to speak.
percentage?
Hold
Let
on,
Believe
hold
Droid
me,
on.
speak.
it is accepted at
Just a
this
second.
point.
Just a second.
Let
Hold
Droid
on, just a
speak,
s-
Cat.
Just a second. This is going on way blown out of proportion and way longer than it should have been.
Because
Just need
he
to.
sounds like
just,
a
it's
spoiled brat.
understand. It's
Coming in
understand.
here-
It just.
No, he
It's
literally
okay to
sounds-
have a
I'm
little
sorry.
bit. It's getting a little have a
Droid,
difference.
I am sorry, but think about it. You have some kid in Texas who's coming here and saying, it doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
It doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't make
Well-
sense. What multiple Egyptologists have reported for decades doesn't make sense
Alright.
to you. Oh,
Alright,
the
cool.
kid who has studied
Egyptologists, alright, cool. That's a-
and then it's like, oh well, other things have been proven wrong. So you think that you, a 19-year-old kid who hasn't studied, who has never been to Egypt and who's never studied any Egyptology, can somehow be like, oh well, it doesn't make sense to you, to me.
Oh,
So it must be
so
wrong.
Good. It's so good. I'm 19 too. I'm 19 too. It's
You
just.
sound like a
It's
spoiled.
understandable. We're just trying to.
You sound like a spoiled kid who thinks
Hold
that
on.
somehow because it doesn't make sense to me, it has to be wrong.
I'm saying it doesn't make
Just
sense
cool.
based on
Just cool.
other cultures from the
All right,
time
hold
and
on,
I'm
hold on,
telling
hold on,
you-
hold on, hold
and from-
on.
It doesn't matter.
Alright, cool.
This is
Just-
what has been
just breathe
proven
in,
about
breathe in.
ancient
Okay,
Breathe
Cat,
in.
how about this? You're correct.
It's all
You're
right,
right.
it's all
Will
right.
that get
I'm
you off this
sorry.
fucking
Alright,
tangent?
cool.
You're correct.
Alright, cool.
You're
I am
absolutely
right.
fucking right.
Because I
Alright,
am
cool.
Will
right.
that get you off the damn tangent so
Alright,
we can move
cool.
on?
Because I
I
am
was
right.
trying
all
in
to
this.
moving
get,
around.
I was trying to get off this fucking tangent by going, we can delay till next week when I have
because-
more information.
because
But
you
you wanted to keep fucking going.
Because you just listen to
Hold
yourself.
on.
Listen to yourself.
Just
listen
calm
to
down.
yourself.
Hold on. Both of you.
You have any
Just a
idea what
second.
you're saying?
Cat,
Listen to
hold
what
on.
you're saying.
Cat, hold on. It's not. Hold on. It's not gonna help. Come on. Cat, it's not gonna help. Just for
I
a second. Just delay for a second. Just delay for a second. All right. You cool with that? You cool? All right, just for a second. Just hold it in for a second. Breathe in, breathe out. No need for any more of this. No more fuel left. It's all right. There's
Because
disagreements.
you're
all can
not
just move
hearing
from
what
this.
he's not
It's
hearing
not
what he is
I'm
saying.
hearing both sides. I'm hearing both
And
sides.
I'm hearing a spoiled child who thinks that because it doesn't make sense to him, it can't possibly be true.
Just
Whereas I am
Okay,
an
whatever.
Egyptian who's actually looked into this subject for years, okay, who has been to Egypt, who's been to the Egyptian Museum, who has done a lot of reading on this subject. Now, this was 10 years ago, so I can't give you every source, but I'm telling
Okay.
you that it is
Okay.
generally accepted by Egyptologists what I am saying. And then you come in here and you tell me it doesn't make sense to me. It is
it's
so
all right.
arrogant
It's-
on a level that is ridiculous. it is ridiculous. I mean,
It's okay,
even the
that's
people who
okay.
argued about COVID
It's all
coming from a lab were experts on the subject. They weren't some random person going, well, it must have not, this is why it didn't come from a lab. This
Hold
is
on.
why it had to come from a lab. No, people who are actually experts in the field were ones who said this doesn't make sense. So I like you, Shadow, but this is not, you are way over your head. Just because it doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean
Alright.
it's wrong. And you sound,
Doesn't make sense
And that's
because
no,
okay.
it doesn't
That's
matter.
okay. That's
Shadow,
okay.
it doesn't matter.
And
It
that's
doesn't
okay
matter.
sometimes.
Flat
That's
out,
okay
it doesn't
sometimes.
matter. You
Even
are,
if
it
it's a-
doesn't matter. That's the thing. You think
Hold
that
on.
because it doesn't make sense to you, it has to be wrong.
Hold
it
on.
doesn't
And this
make
isn't
sense.
Shadow.
Hold on.
I'm comparing it to
it doesn't
things
matter.
that I
You
understand.
are
Like
Shadow.
Hold on just a
Shadow.
second.
Romans
Shadow.
can be-
Shadow.
Hold on a
Shadow,
second.
you are
Hold
a
on a second.
19-year-old
Hold on.
who knows nothing about this, okay? You are a kid who's coming in here, and it doesn't matter that it doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't matter. Flat out, it doesn't matter at this point. This isn't some debate. This is
Sure, whatever.
something
You said
that
that.
Sure,
I
sure,
get it.
Yes.
whatever.
And
Sure,
I am
whatever.
telling
Sure,
you,
whatever.
you
Sure,
have
whatever.
any idea
Sure, whatever.
how
Sure, whatever.
arrogant
Wrong. I don't
you
know
Alright.
what I'm
sound.
talking about.
And
Alright,
you have any
Shadow.
idea
Alright,
how
Shadow.
arrogant
Understand.
you sound.
All right,
It's
okay.
like you
Okay.
coming in here
Okay, so
and you
I-
telling me
Oh, I might
that
have to actually go after this.
You
This
gotta
is
go.
what I
But
this is what I
Shadow,
expected,
you
like
have
at least
no
2 hours,
idea
maybe.
how
You know, like
arrogant
understandable like that.
Yeah, I
spoiled
did
you sound.
promise you 2 hours. I'm sorry. man.
Yes.
No, I was just like that's what I was kind of expecting. I just didn't want to go over because I
You
want
have
to meet
no
some of my
idea how
friends throughout
arrogant
this time.
and
So it's
Yeah,
been-
no, it's
spoiled
fine.
you
Okay.
sound by arguing this, because you are literally going up against something that is generally accepted as fact. Okay?
That's-
And you come in
Okay,
and you
you're
think
right.
it doesn't make
It's
sense
whatever.
to me.
It's whatever.
Why
It's
the
whatever.
fuck
It's
should I
okay.
care that it doesn't make sense to
It's
you?
okay. Look
Yeah,
at
I
my
won't bother to read up on this.
Shannon,
Clearly,
Michelle,
I'm wrong. There.
Shannon
You are
O'Rourke.
wrong.
Pat, what do
Hey,
you got
listen,
coming up?
listen
You don't
to
even have the
Shannon.
Pat, what
knowledge.
do you-
You don't even
Listen
have
to
the
Shannon
skill set
O'Rourke.
to-
Okay.
Droid's got to go. Droid's got to go. You got to go eat dessert. Let's wrap.
And
let's
listen
wrap
to
this up.
Shannon-
Pat, what do you have?
And listen
You
to Shannon
have,
O'Rourke. Let's just move on and table until
Yeah.
this
No,
stuff is
because
done. This is
Michelle, because let me just say, Michelle, and I'm sorry this went on, but as I said, he does not understand how arrogant he sounds coming in here and saying that something that doesn't make sense to him, even because that has been accepted as fact for decades, and some kid who doesn't even know Egyptology says, oh, it doesn't make sense to me. That's what I'm saying. So you come in here and you think that, oh, well, if I don't find the research that proves that you're right, which you will undoubtedly, but the fact that that you're even questioning something that numerous Egyptologists who have far more knowledge
Please.
than you, who have been in the field, and you're like, yeah, well, it doesn't make sense to me. That is so arrogant of you. That is so arrogant. I
Alright. Cool.
concede when I am
All right,
wrong.
cool.
And I will accept. Do you think I like the fact that Cleopatra was not Egyptian? Of course not. But I acknowledge the fact. Do I like the fact that Egyptians engaged in marrying their brothers and sisters and all of that nonsense? No, but I don't argue with it because it is fact. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, I need to see it for myself. No, this is fact. So you're coming in here and you really sound very arrogant. And you speak about Egyptians in a way that, yeah, were they perfect? No.
All right.
But you dismiss them in a way
All
that's
right.
like,
I was
All right,
making
hold on.
a
All right.
joke. Just
No,
like
but
I
that's
joked
part
about
of your
the
joke.
group.
I understand.
Okay, cool.
You were
Just- all
joking,
right, cool.
but
It's a
there were
joke.
points
Just a joke.
where you
Okay, cool.
weren't.
But
And it is just putting aside the joking and the way you spoke about it, the fact that you think that you, a kid, can say, oh, well, it doesn't make sense to me.
it's understandable. It's understandable. It's
It's
understandable.
so
It's all right. Just make
arrogant
sure.
of you.
Just understand.
Pat, you have anything?
We understand.
Okay.
I've seen
We're
where
not
this
gonna
is
reach
going.
an impasse. You're
Yeah,
not.
we're not going
What do
anywhere
you
with
have
this.
coming? Hey, Muggsy.
Oh, hey,
we're
Muggsy.
kind of wrapping up now.
What
do you
perfect
have
timing.
coming up?
But hold on. Just make sure. I see where this is going. So make sure we just stop at here. That's all right. Cool. This all side to side. Look at the comments. We got Muggsy over here. We got I don't know what Muggsy's finna do, but she's probably just gonna do some wacky stuff.
She's probably
over
going to tell me to get in the Discord chat and yell at me for not agreeing with Kat.
Fair enough.
Because this isn't
That's
something
how
about
things
it's
go.
me. This
Yeah,
is
it's
about
cool.
Anyway,
It's cool. It's cool. It's
anyway,
cool. It's cool. It's
Kat,
cool. It's cool. It's
Kat,
cool. It's cool. It's cool.
What
Just hang around.
what have you got coming up?
I have
What
no
do you
clue
got?
because it's Ramadan right now, but I'll probably be on Royal Rumble on Friday.
Royal Rumble?
Honestly, I'm not in the mood anymore. I'm
Royal
really
Rumble?
fed up. I'm heading out.
All right. Have a good one, Kat. Have a good one, Kat. Take care.
I'm really fed up with this nonsense.
So
It's
I
all
don't.
good, Kat.
I don't put links in the description because you all know where everything is. But if you somehow don't know where to find Kat, send me an email and I'll give you the link to her YouTube channel. Droid, you got anything coming up?
Well, like in topics, or I kind of have to head out now. But then again, are you talking about like in general, like?
Well, like anything on your YouTube channel or anything?
Oh
separate
well,
from that?
I guess soon I'll probably have some, because I'm also a music producer. I'll probably have a drum and bass song that'll come in maybe in a week, or the skits that I've been doing recently that I've done that revived after 3 years of inactivity from that certain series. So
Gotcha.
if you wanna watch stuff like that or my original, I have a bunch of random stuff like gaming originally. My first stuff was the skits, of course. And if you want to take a look at that over here, this text over here is cool. That's the whole thing there. If you want to check my my art, it'll have my YouTube channel will have a link to this. It says Ethan Unfortunate. And also my Twitter kind of is also connected similarly to that. So if you want to check out any of those, they'll both link to the same thing. Although I'm not as active in Twitter, I just like some stuff and go on. I don't really do political takes in there. But then again, I know it's
Sorry for
surprising.
dragging you into that then.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It was kind of fun. It was a little bit feisty at the end, but it's okay. It's okay. I've been through a lot of these before, but it's understandable.
Yeah. This got a lot more heated than they normally do.
Jeez, that was a while.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know you got to go to sleep. We ignored a lot of the chats during that argument, so I'm just gonna run through.
It was mainly kind of about. It wasn't too much on other random topics. They were just kind of talking about when y'all were arguing. So that was it.
Yeah, I know. We started arguing, and like a bunch of people were adding their commentary, and I wasn't including them because they were gonna get ignored because of the rambling, and yeah. So I'm just gonna. I know you got to go to sleep. Check out his channel. Just some weird droid. If it doesn't pop up, make sure to switch the filter to channel. Then,
and hopefully,
as for me, it sounds like Royal Rumble might be coming. I don't know.
What's Royal Rumble again?
Or not. And then random gaming streams or videos whenever I get the chance to. I kind of put off some of the work they assigned over spring break because fuck doing school work on spring break. So I've been kind of busy trying to do all that this week. Yeah, so if you want to leave, you can leave. I'm just going to quickly read through the chat.
All right, cool.
Or you should go get some sleep.
Fair
Rest
enough.
of you, I'm going to be reading through the chat just to like make sure I didn't miss anyone's opinions.
And by the way,
And
I'd be fine if I go on another Merry Madness. Probably not. I'm not sure about next week. Maybe the other week after.
yeah, just whenever you want to hop on, because aside from not breaking me and Kat up, which I don't think Ryan or Samuel could pull that off unless they had the mute button. That's not fucking happening. So
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm just
send me a message
too
in the
much of
Discord if you
a.
want to come back on. Loved having you on, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun talking about the stuff we had, especially the Uganda one, or it's like some of the random comments we got. Oh yeah, it was fun. I hope you have a
Great
good
community of people. See you, man.
Yeah, take care, man.
All right. Just gotta find where. Okay, so I think the last one I showed was Behemoth. Behemoth, just as a reminder, hail the sea people. Now I'm just stirring the pot. Samuel commented, apparently the pyramids were built before the Egyptians. I can't ask him if he meant like the Egyptian ethnic group or the Egyptian kingdoms or whatever. Limestone block that they were friends of the pharaohs. I don't know what that means, honestly. Like, I don't know. That'll probably come up when I do the research on this. Aliens built the pyramids. Cats built the pyramids. Zenny agreeing with Cat. Samuel having to head out a while back. Droid losing his shit at me and Cat losing our shit at each other. UA agreeing with me about slaves existing, which neither of us were saying slaves don't exist in Egypt or didn't exist in Egypt. Just that the point of contention was it built with the pyramids? It's not about arguing. It's about discussion. Yeah. I raise my voice. I get a little bit heated. That's something I need to work on. But yeah, arguments solve nothing. Nothing. Discussions are where ideas blossom. Droid we got to get like an actual sponsor or something, or I need to like get merch made and just use Droid to do the product placement. Yeah, Behemoth, you should do that. UA basically repeating some of the points I was making. Zenny saying hi, probably terrified at Cat and I fighting. There's that. Let property land ownership in Egypt. Honor to work for the pharaoh. Well, I mean, they weren't built by slaves, technically, because you didn't own slaves in China, but it was in a very similar vein to Egypt, it was an autocratic authoritarian state that basically did whatever it wanted with its population. So while they weren't owned by a single person, they could be treated like slaves, and it didn't really matter. Yeah, like that is my point. Now, if there's a cultural reason for it, like you can't work on the pyramids, you dirty slave, you'll ruin their sanctity, that might explain it. I mean, I agree with that, honestly. Like, they are harming society, make them work for their cots in a cot. Droid is the Burger King, eat the bugs. Yeah, the tension was palpable. You could cut it with a fucking Swiss Army knife. Oh, sorry, didn't say hey. Hey, Michelle, I think Droid called you out. Cat getting pissed at me in the chat. Argue because we can't. Yeah, we can still get along. Like, I mean, we should, after this, still be able to talk. A lot of haze. Yeah. Youth is wasted on the young. Look, if I was as pissed, I probably wouldn't be willing to compromise. Disagreeing with the stuff. Michelle saying to calm down. Muggsy getting here. Muggsy being Muggsy. Kat saying she's in the Discord. Remember, you can hop over there and talk about that. That fucking sucks, Michelle. That really fucking sucks. I hope you and your family are good. I hope whatever created that. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I've got some stuff. I might not be able to give you a quick response back, but yeah, I hope you and your family are doing good. I wish that comment was there at the beginning of the stream, Muggsy. That would have been a lot better than getting off me and Kat, tearing each other to pieces, and yeah. Oh, hey Spock. Well, that's at Muggsy. I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention to Resident Evil, so that's good to know. Yeah, I've actually heard one prevailing theory that part of the Enlightenment came about when coffee ended up in Western Europe because it's a stimulant, whereas alcohol, like ale, which was the predominant beverage at the time, is a depressant. So having access to a stimulant allowed people to think better. Don't know how accurate that is, but it makes a level of sense. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. Yeah, everyone. This was less of a merry madness and more of a very angry madness. So, yeah, hopefully same time next week, unless Kat doesn't want to come back on. Thank you all for tuning in, even when me and Kat were losing our shit on each other. And yeah, stay crazy, stay happy. And I don't know, I'm not good at doing an intro. I'm not Samuel or